On this episode of Taskforce Geek, we ask what the F is going on with He-Man. We're hearing very good things about the long-delayed Black Widow movie, and we'll discuss. We're going to name our all-time favorite geeky power couples. And yes, we're going to tackle the question if heroes go south on their partners, and that's all coming up now. Welcome to Taskforce Geek. Sean is shocked by that deal. Yeah, I called an audible on that, and we'll talk more about it in just a minute. Today, I am joined by the aforementioned Sean. There he is. And Walt. So there is Walt, folks. That, right now, is our crew. We are going to be joined by Casey Jane in about 20 minutes or so, whenever she's... when she's available or whatever. And maybe Scott. Scott had some things that he had to do tonight, so he may join us later on. I hope he does. I know that he wants to talk about some comic books that he's been reading. Gigi asked, why isn't this show called Hooper Friends?
Oh, that's a T-shirt right there.
Well, write it down, man.
That is a T-shirt. I am writing it down.
You know, we haven't been capturing the little phrases and stuff that, if anyone is watching us out there and they know some of the phrases that we can make T-shirts on, you're going to know why I asked that question here in just a second. Let's see. We are broadcasting live. Let's see if I can get to it here. We are broadcasting live from my Facebook account, which is that right there, and from YouTube, which is that right there. And we're broadcasting from Twitch, which is that right there. Let's see. We're on Discord, but I can't seem to get a link to Discord. Can anyone tell me how the heck you can get a solid link on Discord? I would love to share it. Every time I share a link, everyone goes, I can't find it through that. And then I go to it and I can't find it either. It's like it's impossible to have a link for Discord to send you to. I don't know what to do. So if anyone knows about Discord, then please tell me. And, if you're interested, if you're on Discord, then please join us on there. We'd really like to expand the discussion. Beth and I got into a discussion about one of our topics tonight, which is power couples, on the Discord last night. We got some other stuff here. Gigi says, has Gigi changed his logo there? I think so. Gigi's on YouTube. He says, Walt is a premier T-shirt Imagineer. I admire him. How about that? You're about to find out. You're about to find out. These guys are good graphic designers. Folks.
He gets it from me.
We are blessed. We are blessed with graphic design. Beth, how you doing, Beth? I'm glad that you have joined us.
That's an awesome place to watch.
I am nothing without
We were just talking about you, Beth. It was all good things, I promise. She says, sitting at the laundromat, hanging with you guys. Appreciate it. It's awesome. Bueno Chilada. All right. What I want to do. Okay, well, first off, I want to say that we're looking for guests for Taskforce Geek.
Uh-oh.
For an interview to join us on the show. We were just talking about that before we started the show. If you have something to promote, particularly an independent
we just
comic,
lost you for
but
a
also
minute
a game,
there.
movie, book, or something else that's geeky, we want to help you with promotion. Oh, you lost me for a minute? Hey, contact us at taskforcegeek@gmail.com if you want to be a guest on there. That's it. Where's our share team? If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch and you'll share this video now, then your platform becomes our platform. We get to talk to more people. So please share it to your platform right now so that we can get some more people watching this. That would be super awesome. The final thing that I want to talk about here is, Sean, would you bring up that link? Because I'm going to go to that thing right now. Do you remember what I talked to you about?
Yeah.
Have I stunned you? Are you ready for this?
Hang on.
We'll work it out. Some time ago, I'm just going to go ahead and show it since we're waiting on the link. Oh, he's got the link. Pardon me. You're quick on the draw, buddy. Maybe 6 or 8 months ago, I put the old logo, or one of the old logos, up on Teespring to do T-shirts. But the second that I put up there, I knew that it wasn't the final way that I wanted the logo to look. And so I held off on talking about that or anything. Obviously, Sean has created a new Taskforce Geek logo for us. Let's see, I might as well just go ahead and show it since I've got it here. There it be. Pretty cool, right? Super cool.
Awesome.
So I know that you're looking at that and you're going, man, that would look great on a T-shirt. Well, you would be right. There it is. On a T-shirt.
Woohoo!
We now have the official T-shirt action link, which is that right there. You can go just straight to taskforce-geek.creator/spring.com and you can see all the stuff we're doing. This is the only thing we're doing so far is just the regular logo. But there will be a Spicy King T-shirt coming soon, and whatever else you just named something else that we could do a T-shirt on. There's so many different little phrases and stuff. Help us out. Help us out. Help us come up with T-shirts and stuff. Sean, would you mind kind of spacing through that a little bit? As you can see, you can get it on their regular T-shirt there. You can get it in different colors. You want to show it in different colors too? There you go. Look at that. You get it all kinds of funky colors. Look, besides being kind of a promotional thing, we get a cut of this. And if you want to support us and what we're doing and see us do more stuff, then please go buy a T-shirt or a mug or whatever else is out there. There's a pretty cool tumbler like what I've got here, except this one doesn't say Taskforce Geek on it. That one does. Anything that you do, we'll get a little cut of it. And if we get, enough stuff, we might be able to upgrade our StreamYard service, or we might be able to invest in some more equipment or whatever. If we get enough stuff going like crazy, or we get a sponsor or something, we can start going to conventions and, interviewing different people and that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a mug. I know that Beth was talking about a mug some time ago.
Must have coffee.
Yep.
Must have coffee.
There's the mug. So in any case, there it is. You can see the link to it right there. Please drop by. Let's see what else people are saying. I want to go back to this right here. I'll keep the link up for a moment. Oh my gosh, this is everyone's. Beth says she heard we were talking about her. Beth says, come on, Scooby Stack, you can find it. He found it quick. Hey, Maxine.
Hey, Mom's on YouTube.
Show. You got on YouTube and quick. She got us quick. There's a show who says hello. And she says she loves the new logo. That's Sean. Sean did that. That's all Sean. Super awesome. He did a great job. Beth said, there it is. It's going on a coffee cup. Ladies' teas, tons of seriously.
Tons.
I just kept approving it. I just kept doing it there. I mean, any type of ladies' tea that you can think of. It's not one type. It's literally about 7 or 8.
And tanks.
And in multiple tanks. And I mean, like boyfriend, what they call boyfriend teas, and the stuff with, cut for women, and then also, zipper hoodies and all kinds of stuff. The only thing that they don't have on there is like hats. It's kind of like some, maybe a beanie or a hat or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, a ridiculous selection of different types of, not one T-shirt, but multiple styles of T-shirt, plus multiple colors of those styles. Whatever it is, I mean, look, I particularly chose a place where I could get a T-shirt that would fit me. So most people are going to be able to get the style they want and the color they want and the whole thing. So anyway, and it's very much appreciated. It's appreciated from the level of helping us to do some promotion and also helping us out a little bit with some of the expenses of doing the show. If we have enough activity on that thing, then we'll be able to upgrade some things or maybe go on a road trip. Go down to Dallas and start interviewing some people, which is really kind of what we want to do. Andrew says, awesome. So let's see. Did I say that Casey Jane's going to be joining us in a little bit?
Yes.
Just wanted to cover that. And Scott might join us. I don't know. That's the sort of thing that we're doing today. So, let's get on to the first subject. We got some more comments. Comments are coming in crazy. Tank tops. Got multiple tank tops. Got racer tank tops. Got girl tank tops. Got boy tank tops. Got every type of tank top you can think of.
Kids.
Seriously. I didn't put it on kid stuff. Should I put it on kid stuff?
Why do you want to ostracize the kids?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't put it on masks. There's a few things I decided not to put it on for whatever reason.
How would you
Sean,
stay warm in the winter without a mask?
You say put it on everything.
And if you're
it doesn't cost anything to put it on more stuff.
If you're a PlayStation 4 player and happen to be playing Gran Turismo, if you friend me on PlayStation and you play Gran Turismo, you will get exclusive use of our logo for your race cars too.
Oh.
So,
what?
Yes.
Wait a minute! Breaking news.
This is breaking news. So
I wish I had a thing for that. Ooh, I
yeah.
gotta
You know what? I can share a photo of it being used on a
please
on a car. Let's see.
Maxine likes the logo too. Very good, Sean.
Okay.
Coffee and zipper hoodie. She's
there you go.
She's
There's
loading up. Holy cats! This is cool as can be. Oh, that is sweet. Let's put that up on its own thing here.
There you go. That's one of the cars.
Oh my gosh! What the heck is that? What kind of car is that?
That's a Audi LMP1. So
looks like the Batmobile.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That is beautiful. Great job
on
that, by the way.
If you notice the green, or excuse me, the purple striping in the background is actually the Gran Turismo logo. So our logo is on top of the Gran Turismo logo, and as you can see, we're on Twitch. You know, we've got the YouTube, the Facebook, Twitch on there.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, Dirk, you notice your logo's on that wing there?
Is it? Oh, it is. Cool.
You know, I'd like to get one of Sean's logos to put on there too. Hint, hint.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Sean's been busy.
Hey,
look, folks. Sean's been busy the last few days.
Actually, Sean, your little caricature of yourself would be perfect.
Oh, you just wait.
Right.
The character that I currently have is nothing compared to what I have now, or what I have working.
If you
full frontal, the new one's full frontal.
Oh no! If you want to do a test, if you save it as a SVG, if you can get it to below, now your eyes are gonna go pop out of your head. If you can get it to below 15K, it'll work.
GG wants to know if we have yarmulkes. We do not.
Do they offer yarmulkes?
Only because they don't. Like I said, no hats on there. So we may have to go someplace else to get hats done. I'd like to get it like embroidered.
I would like a men's
If
sarong.
anyone has an idea on that. Oh, hello. Hello. That's very European. So they say that the War for Eternia culminates in Masters of the Universe Revelation, an innovative and action-packed animated series that picks up where the characters left off decades ago. After a cataclysmic battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured, and the Guardians of Grayskull are scattered. After decades of secrets tore them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the broken band of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to restore Eternia and prevent the end of the universe. That's the premise for the new Netflix He-Man and or what they're calling Masters of the Universe Revelation series.
Does anybody else hear Queen playing when you're talking about all this? Just saying.
Man, they wish. They wish they had a little Queen running on in the background there.
I just keep hearing that song. I keep hearing it.
That's funny.
There's a bunch of noise about He-Man, which is why I say what the F is going on with this. And I'm going to try my best to kind of summarize it, but if I'm wrong on this, then do your own tact on it. It seems like one bucket of people are upset because Teela is rumored to be kind of the focus here at the beginning of this thing. There's maybe He-Man disappears after the first part of this thing, and then Teela has to put together a group of people to find He-Man or find the sword or whatever. So some people are upset about that. Another bucket is She-Ra fans of the new series, not the old series, that are upset because of reasons. Apparently they don't like that He-Man now looks like the classic cartoon versus the new version on Netflix, which is kind of like a feminized Sailor Moon look or whatever. They expected, I guess, He-Man to look like that. Some of them want a She-Ra movie, and they're upset that they're getting a He-Man series. They're upset because the He-Man series apparently has a bigger budget and has a lot more stars that are doing the voices. So they're upset about that. And a bunch of other silly what about me stuff. She-Ra fans. So that's your second bucket. The third bucket is some people that are upset at Kevin Smith because they think that
I heard this one.
that he is not a fan of He-Man because he put out once again, people have been on Twitter for a while. He put out a tweet on Twitter that about a decade ago that said he wasn't a He-Man fan. Okay? And some of them also think that he's been in Hollywood too long and he's making a woke version of He-Man. So there's presumably the three issues that people have with this sort of stuff. So here's here's the question that I have for you guys and for the audience, people who are watching us right now. Let's just talk. I mean, I assume you guys have seen the trailer for the new thing. I just want to know what you think about it. You think it looks cool? You think it doesn't look cool? You have high hopes for it? And if you want to, you can take on any of these controversies, or you can leave it and let it fester in the interwebs or whatever you want to do. So first, I'm going to go to Walt.
Well, one other thing I'd like to say that.
And were you a He-Man fan long ago? Let me also let's get that out of you guys too.
Let's talk about that for a short minute here.
Yeah.
So, the original series, I watched it like crazy.
Okay.
Went back to try and watch it and could not get through the first episode.
All right. Fair enough.
So probably about a decade ago, there was a reboot series, and
was there?
Yeah, there was a reboot series, and it was on a couple of. In fact, it used to be on either Netflix or Hulu, and I remember seeing the ads for it.
I think it was on Hulu because I've had Netflix forever and a day, and I don't remember seeing it.
So
let me get this comment out. VXC Films, Damon here at VXC Films. Only three of us. It's only three of us for about another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll have someone join us. And we might have someone else join us too. And I haven't eaten, so Sloppy Joe sounds awesome. Anyway, thank you for thank you for chiming in, man.
So there was a reboot, and I remember seeing like still images, and I thought, oh wow, that looks cool. Looks like it's going to have really good animation. And then I actually saw the first episode, and I was like, this animation sucks.
What did it play on?
This was like right around the end of syndicated TV.
Okay.
Syndicated TV ended in the early 2000s, mid to late 2000s.
Right.
And so I didn't watch it. A decade later, somebody says, "Oh, you should have watched it. The story was cool." They were like, the animation was par to subpar. For how animation got towards the end of the 90s and in the 2000s. where everybody was trying to do animation, daily stuff, and the animation studios were overwhelmed. Anyway,
right, and underfunded.
They said it was a more serious storyline. So I've been wondering if this new He-Man is a follow-up to that as opposed to the original, because like I said, I tried to watch the original and it was so we talk about how tell us a story, don't try to teach us a lesson, tell us a story and just throw a lesson in there, kind of thing. The original He-Man series was nothing like, oh my god, this was just another after school special. But that being said, going to the three questions you had, the first one was anger or frustration about it being focused on Teela. Right. Like the story may be taken from Teela's point of view. Really quick on that, I don't care. As long as the story is good, I don't care. So, and then number two, which one was that? Was that the
She-Ra fans?
The She-Ra fans. I kind of get where they're getting, what they're complaining about, seeing as and I think in both the He-Man reboot and the original He-Man, She-Ra came next. It was because of the sorceress that She-Ra was found, because she's He-Man's twin brother. So
you clearly know more about this than I do.
So I can clearly understand them being upset because the two characters were tied together.
Okay.
They were twins, separated at birth, kind of thing.
Right.
Luke and Leia. So I kind of understand their frustration on that. I'm not gonna choose a side on that one. The last one though, which is what was it about?
They're mad because of a
Kevin
decade-long tweet.
Get over it.
And perceptions about where the storyline's going.
Yeah. I mean, there are things like for instance, I like people have beef with Zack Snyder over the Justice League because he didn't really care for them, and me personally, you can see that in the movies, but that's another topic. I don't know. Kevin Smith may have seen the reboot. Like that was a decade ago, and like we're saying, nobody knew that there was a reboot. Very few people know that there was a reboot series of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Very few people know this.
The tweet specifically mentioned some art show that was going on someplace, and he said he wasn't a big fan of He-Man, but go see this art show, it's awesome. So, he was saying, hey, this could be cool. Right? I mean, he was talking something up on it.
I mean, not being a fan doesn't mean you disliked the subject. Like,
you just confirmed that as an old fan of the show,
right,
that you couldn't watch the old show. I'm sure that whatever issue you had is the same issues that Kevin Smith had.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to solve those issues.
I mean, like I said, I watched He-Man every day. I rushed home. It was on my list of things to watch. And I would sit in front of the TV and I would watch it and thought it was cool. And like I said, like a few months ago when they put He-Man, the original He-Man on Netflix, I tried to watch it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is dull. So I recommend going back and trying to watch that original series, and you cannot get through the first episode. If you get through the first episode and say that was an exciting time, more power to you, because I turned it off.
Walt, this is going to be an interesting comment for you. Damon at VXE Films says, Walt, I feel the same way about the classic Transformers cartoon. As a kid, I was glued to the TV, going back and watching as an adult. He says some of those episodes are pretty hard to get through.
There are some episodes that are hard to get through with the original Transformers, and he's right. I mean, but compared to He-Man, if you watch the original He-Man,
you say it's worse.
It's worse.
Okay,
it's really worse because I can go back and watch.
I believe you.
Yeah, I can go back and watch Transformers and go, oh, that's cheesy, and then I'm still glued in front of the TV set watching.
Okay, all right.
So, and so
let's see what Sean has to say.
Well, let's see. When little history here. When He-Man first came out, whenever the figures first came out, this was really shortly after I decided I was going to spend the rest of my days illustrating.
Yeah.
And I was still kind of figuring out what to do, what not to do, how to best approach things, so on and so forth. And then these Masters of the Universe came out. And I remember I picked up a He-Man figure, and I wanted a Skeletor because that's the arch nemesis, and you got to have both.
Yeah.
You can't have just one. And I could never find a Skeletor. They were always sold out everywhere I went, right? So I finally did find one, got it. Cool. And I spent months, days, hours, minutes, years just rifling over every single little detail of those figures.
Those figures are cool.
All right.
The anatomy there, as cartoonish as it was really just, there were muscles defined that, looking at my scrawny little butt at the time, those muscles didn't exist. How am I supposed to know?
Hang on, just hold that thought for just a moment, please. We're being joined by Casey Jane. There she is.
Hi.
Hey.
Say hi, Casey Jane.
Hello. Hi. Sorry, I just came from work. I rushed home.
No, that's okay. Do you we're talking about He-Man.
Oh boy, okay.
Do you know anything about He-Man at all?
I know who he is.
Okay. All right.
That's about it.
All right.
And what is it? Wait, what's her name? The bird She-Ra? No.
She-Ra, yeah.
The sorceress. The sorceress.
That's not She-Ra. The bird was Teela.
Oh, okay.
It rhymed.
No. The bird was the sorceress.
Are you sure?
Yes. That was the sorceress.
I believe you.
Teela was Man-at-Arms' daughter.
That's right.
Well, just to get Casey Jane up on what we're talking about so she knows, there's going to be a new Netflix series. It's coming out, next month? Mm-hmm. We have a trailer out, and there's apparently a lot of controversy, and so I'm gonna turn it back over to Sean to talk a little bit about his, what he felt about He-Man in the past and what he thinks about the new stuff.
Back to my history lesson.
Go ahead.
So this is where I really focused on the figures and sketching them, constantly drawing them over and over. Yank the arms off so I could rotate the arm and sketch it from different angles and so on. Did that a lot. Loved those figures.
That's cool.
When they first came out. What I also appreciated was that there was a handy dandy little comic that came with the figure.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. That was a big part of selling the lore of those characters.
Right. And in those original comics, they were illustrated by an illustrator by the name of Alfred Alcala.
That guy's Alcala. Good. Yeah. That guy's good.
Absolutely amazing. I believe he passed.
Didn't he work for DC?
Yes.
He worked for everybody.
Okay.
I first was introduced to his work in Savage Sword of Conan.
Oh, okay. That's where I know him too.
And to find that he was illustrating these little mini comics, it just, this is right when I'm starting to get into this whole thing. I was probably 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I'm really digging this. I'm really starting to understand who illustrators are as far as what they do and the placement of their art and so on and so forth. Really enjoyed the storylines from those comics. And then this animated show comes out. And I flip it on because I'm a kid and it's animated. And this is a dude that I've been drawing for like last couple of years and what have you. And it's nothing like the comics. His origin was nothing
Really?
like the comics.
Totally different.
This Prince Adam thing is not in the comics. What the hell is that Orko thing? Not in the comics. I was very upset.
By the way, the same thing happened with G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Right? So here I am getting a little peeved at this animated because it's nothing like what I knew. This is nothing like what I had been reading and investing time and my interest in and what have you. So I was kind of put off by the animation originally. As I got a bit older, still illustrating, I would stop by. There's a little mom and pop video store near my home, and I would rent little VHS, tapes of the series. And I don't know how many episodes were on a VHS tape, probably 4. And I'd watch 4 episodes. I'd rent like three VHS tapes and watch a handful of episodes before I turned them in. And it was for me, it was just a matter of study and sketching and what have you. Stories were terrible. The animation was passable. I shouldn't say that. They were a lot smoother than the rehashes that they've done since. Nothing against Korean animators, but y'all got to add more steps. Y'all got to add more cells in there.
They did a lot of Filmation did a lot of rotoscoping when it came to action.
But you're still the animation's still
smoother.
It's probably about 20 frames per second.
24 is the current TV, as opposed to I think it's like 36 for movies or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah.
And a lot of the Korean animation that was made popular were producing at about 15. And it's like, this is crap.
Yeah.
This is crap. This is crap. Big fan of G.I. Joe at the time. Animation was crap. They were really shortcutting stuff, and it really hurt.
When they became daily series.
Yes. Their movies, excellent. The
miniseries,
great job,
good.
yeah. But the daily is terrible. Anyway, so now we fast forward to they came out with a couple of different. If I remember right, there were 2 different series that came out. One that I think nobody heard of, which were like the New Adventures of He-Man. Nobody watched these.
Oh, by the way, that's on Peacock.
See, he's
watch it.
He's got like these spandex blue pants and this funky sword. It's like, what the? Did you people? Are you high? Did you watch the originals? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So that didn't go anywhere. And then
Brian says it's no Speed Racer.
You're right. I can't argue. I've never seen anybody turn a steering wheel so much while driving in a straight line.
Get nowhere.
Absolutely. And then there was another series which I only came to know through the figures, and never watched it. I believe that's the one that Walt's talking about. Again, never watched it. Never got into it.
Michelle says we need to shout fun fact before saying random facts.
Yeah, we need like a little word blurb or something.
Half of the crap we say are fun facts.
Oh yeah.
I'm filled with nothing but trivia. So to hear that they're going to pick up where the other series left off, it's like, did He-Man actually have an arc? I don't remember him having a story arc, so it must have been from that series that I never watched.
Yeah.
But with that said, yes, it sounds like they're going to. I don't want to say focus on Teela, but Teela will probably be the main star, trying to find everybody. From the trailer, it looks like Prince Adam is going to be a young lad, as opposed to a full-grown man that we saw in the early animated. I don't I'm kind of out of the loop, so I'm not sure how that relates. But I assume that we find He-Man and we wrap up this first season with him gaining the power sword and becoming He-Man. So it's going to be a good introduction to all the characters. If you haven't seen the old stuff, like myself, it's probably going to catch you up on everything, get you refamiliarized with everybody, and introduce it to a new group that may not be, so up on this particular character. I welcome it. Let's see what Kevin Smith can do with it. He hasn't really hurt my feelings too much in the past. So, rock on. Let's try to take a look at it and give the man a chance. I mean, I've actually met Kevin Smith at San Diego Comic-Con, and I can tell you from personally meeting him, he is probably one of the most sincere, one of the truest people you could ever meet. Super nice, very, very much a gigantic nerd. So, rock on. Do what you got to do. I know I've completely forgotten the other two questions that you had. There was something about the She-Ra show. Those people can suck it. As much as I personally was not a big fan of She-Ra from back in the 80s, I have watched several episodes of the new She-Ra, and it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of the story, but I do like the characters. I do like the style of the characters. Same thing with the animation. They're making it real choppy, and they need to knock that crap off. As far as He-Man getting a bigger budget, guess what, boys and girls? He-Man sells toys. She-Ra doesn't. He-Man makes money. She-Ra didn't. Sorry, that's life. Look at any university. Does the art department get money, or does the football team get money? Football team brings in multi-million dollars to the university. The art department makes pretty pictures that go into a gallery that no one looks at. Sorry, that's life. That's how it works.
Hate to say it, but yeah.
Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But that's how businesses build more money for their stockholders, which, if you've got a job and you've got a 401k, you're probably one of the stockholders. So shut up and take the money.
I don't need to be attacked like that.
Just say
for your 401k.
I don't need to be attacked.
Do you have Netflix in your portfolio?
If you don't, you should. You really should.
Yeah, seriously.
But, it's going to get a bigger budget because they're going to make money off of it, hands down. They're going to get more attention because they're going to make more money, hands down. The male machismo is going to be stroked on this one. Why? Because males are going to buy those toys, which is going to make the company money. Sorry. If you have a problem with that, well, you're just out of luck. I don't know what to tell you. If you're going to complain about this over oh no, they're not going to make a She-Ra movie. Well, guess what? She-Ra didn't make them any money. Suck it.
They didn't.
I'm sorry.
They didn't say they weren't going to make a She-Ra movie.
Right.
No.
I mean,
That's
they
what
didn't say.
Let's complain about something that doesn't even exist or hasn't happened.
There was nothing in that. There was nothing in the information that they've released that said we're doing He-Man instead of She-Ra.
Right.
That was not what
well,
was said.
and the whole thing. Kevin Smith commented about having this He-Man deal 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, at San Diego. He announced it when it was official. This was done. This was in the process years ago. Sorry, people. This is just another evolution. If anything, you should be happy because this is going to bring more attention to the She-Ra base, which maybe will make more toys, which will maybe get more money, which maybe will get your damn movie. And you can shut up.
VXC Film says, I thought about buying some of the new retro He-Man figures, but I already have a
they're so
large enough
damn
collection.
expensive.
I've already invested in some of the retro Ghostbusters.
I looked at getting some of those retro He-Man figures. I would love to have some of those
expensive.
retro. They are friggin' expensive.
They're selling to, people who are over the age of 30.
By the way, I found a picture of the 2002 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on IMDb.
Show it.
So I shared it there.
Yeah, see, I didn't see this one.
See, I didn't either.
But I did see the figures, and the figures looked phenomenal.
They did.
Actually, I like the look of that quite a bit.
I hated the sword, but if you
Uh-oh. We just kind of
look at the sword, if you look at the sword, pull that picture. Can you zoom in on that? You probably can't zoom
I
in
could
on
probably
that.
zoom in on
If
it.
you look at
That's up
that
to
sword,
Walt.
if you look at that sword, how closely does that resemble a more masculine version of She-Ra's sword?
Right.
Her current sword.
Right.
So if we're picking up where this left off, if this is the plan, if this is where we're picking up, they're tied together, people.
Right.
You're going to get your She-Ra, expanded universe and whatnot. Just relax.
And there
Let
was
everything develop.
and from what I've learned, there was death and destruction in that reboot series. So hey, there you go.
So they're more mature. So they don't have a bunch of the stereotypical. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The people that complain the most, that do the least, that want the most in their shows, you know who I'm talking about. Those people, just relax. You're going to get what you want.
Simmer down.
Shell
Be
says
patient.
that you need a shirt that says "suck it."
I will do
Suck
a
it.
shirt. I will do a shirt that says "suck it."
I mean, I could find you a bunch of them.
Yeah.
We need our own.
So I don't have a lot to say on this subject. To be honest with you, I was never a big, like Kevin Smith, I was never a big He-Man fan back in the day. About the time that the He-Man toys started coming out, I was getting out of toys and was more interested in like girls at that time. So I didn't really follow that. When the cartoon came on,
Scandalous.
it was
Right?
it was I've eventually figured out how to put toys and girls together later in life.
Hello.
But
That sounds very uncomfortable.
back in back in the old days, I did not do that. So I wasn't all that enamored with the kind of squat look of everyone, and I thought that the cartoon was a little silly even then. So it was never a big deal to me. With that said, I'm looking at these new, the new stuff, and it looks cool. I mean, He-Man is jacked. All the characters look awesome. They're kicking a lot of ass. I dig it. I think it looks cool. I don't know. I don't know what the substance of the thing is, but you know, I also feel like Michelle's. The thing is that you've got Kevin Smith who's involved in this thing. Until he proves me otherwise, I have always felt and still feel like Kevin Smith is one of us that made it on the inside.
Yep.
And so I feel like he is. I feel like whatever that he's doing, I wish they'd give him more products, more franchises to do stuff with. I have no complaints about Kevin Smith. Let's watch the thing and see what it's like. If it's terrible, we'll go, hey, shame on you, Kevin Smith, for giving us something that's terrible. But the look is there.
Right.
If it focuses on, if something happens at the beginning of the show and then Teela takes over and tries to put something together, that's what you call telling a story, folks.
Hey, and we get Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
Do we have a problem with, I'm okay with Teela, running the show for a while. I'm okay with that. You mentioned something very important there, Walt. Not only does it look good, the voice cast is insane.
Yes.
Everyone who is anyone in this show is someone that you know, and they're awesome. Yes, they have Mark Hamill doing Skeletor. Who else is gonna? Who else is gonna do better than that?
And I think Mark Hamill was like, if I'm recall, was like on the verge of thinking about retiring from voice acting, and then here comes this
and
chance
then they
to
gave
do
him
Skeletor.
This. Yeah.
Shoot, we get another series with
This
Mark
is a good
Hamill.
fit. This is a good fit. She-Ra fans, look. Here's the thing that chaps me about the She-Ra fans. She-Ra got their cartoon first. She-Ra's had about 4 or 5 seasons, have they not?
Word.
So you're whinging about, getting your 4 or 5 seasons, and now there's a focus on something else. STFU.
CTFD.
It's ridiculous. Both things can exist. You can have Batman and Superman. You can have, Spider-Man, and you can have Thor.
You can have peanut butter inside your chocolate.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let He-Man and the Master of the Universe, that, by the way, they were first.
Right.
Let them have their moment. Let them have their moment. Like Sean says, it doesn't detract from She-Ra.
Nope.
But you guys have 4 or 5 new seasons of critically acclaimed episodes that people loved. It had its own style. It was very inclusive, from what I hear, and it looks pretty neat. It is what it is. These things don't last forever. Get over it. It's okay. It's okay. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you have.
Hey, fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Michael, was it J. Michael Straczynski? His first writing gig was the original He-Man TV series.
Oh wow!
He introduced Ram Man. That's the one.
Of course he did.
That's the action figure that you press down, and he had a big, huge metal thing on his head. Supposedly, you pressed him down, and he popped up, so he would ram into things. But yeah, J. Michael Straczynski introduced us to Ram Man in He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
I hate it.
There you go. She likes the fun fact. All right. Unless Casey Jane has anything to say, you're good. All right. We're moving on to the next subject.
Sorry.
One thing.
Oh, wait.
That's all right. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Dark Horse, a few years back, had collected all of those little mini comics into Masters of the Universe, the mini comic collection. You'll note how thick this mother is.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Every single mini comic.
That's cool.
I bet that's for
in
every
this.
figure.
And look at that artwork. That artwork is
That looks kind of
gorgeous.
phallic there. What is going on?
That's a drawbridge. Don't pay any attention to
Okay.
Hang on.
Is that Professor Drawbridge
that. Yes.
Hey,
Oh,
and check
Alfredo,
this out.
with all the powers
Look.
of a drawbridge?
Look how gorgeous that artwork is. Look how gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Alfredo Alcala, thank you very much.
Hang on,
Very
I got
cool
something
stuff.
else I need to share with you right now. Because
So
it's
those
gonna-
are all done by Alfredo Alcala?
Not all of them. Up until, let's see here, a lot of the early stuff, it shifted when I believe DC took over the publication, the printing of the Little Mini comic, which I believe was
This is the list of characters
Sweet
on
Jesus.
Wikipedia.
Sweet Jesus.
That's absurd.
Dude,
Yeah.
Manny Faces was my
Man,
guy.
faces. So
I dug that dude.
he got 82 to 88.
I never messed with the robot head because I just thought that was ridiculous.
And in 2008 to 15, that's
But
a lot. That's a pretty extensive
It's
list.
a lot of stuff, folks.
His regular noggin was pretty wicked.
What are you
Man.
looking for, Sean? Can I go on to the
Man.
next thing?
Here is the introduction. This is the DC. You can tell that the artwork shifted here. This
That's-
is the introduction of Ram Man.
By Straczynski.
Actually, this says written by Gary Cohn, pencils by one Mark Teixeira. Have you ever heard of that guy?
Wow.
Huh.
Interesting.
To the
But
max, I
that's-
have.
Right. I met that guy. Super cool.
Same
Just
here.
wanted to throw that out there.
He's a good artist.
So yeah, this is literally the only thing about Masters of the Universe I cared about right here.
All right, that's great.
Right.
I'd like to see that.
I would too.
All right, I'm moving on to the next set.
Moving on.
All right, folks, they're making some pretty big claims about Black Widow. We're about 2 or 3 weeks away from them finally releasing Black Widow. We really haven't talked about it because when we started this show, they started pushing it back, and they pushed it back more, and they pushed it back more, and they pushed it back more, and now
No, we
here
never
we
were
are.
going to get it.
I mean, seriously, Sean and I earlier were talking about the fact that they've released about 96 different trailers for this thing now, because every time they had a new date, they gave you a new trailer, and it's like, have we seen the whole movie? If we stitched all of those trailers together, would we have the entire movie by now? I don't know. But some people are actually getting to see the movie now, and there's people are talking pretty big about it. So let me set the plate here. They say, speaking with Fandango, Black Widow director Kate Shortland noted that Natasha Romanoff's upcoming solo venture took inspiration from numerous gritty films. Shortland also revealed that early viewers of the Scarlett Johansson movie are being reminded of the second Captain America movie upon watching. Quote, we looked at things like No Country for Old Men, and then we looked at things like Thelma and Louise. In the Marvel film, people have said it, said it reminds them of is Captain America, the Winter Soldier, unquote. While the MCU is known for its humor, not every installment has an equal amount of comedy. Similar to how Captain America, the Winter Soldier took a very serious approach to its storyline, Shortland says her film will be grittier than most Marvel films. Quote, I think it's in some ways darker, but it's got a lot of love in it. And I think that lifts that and a lot of humor, so we weren't ever on the fence. What we knew was the film was going to dictate what it wanted to be, and that comes from Black Widow. She's incredibly nuanced. She's frightened to show the world who she truly is, but once you see that beautiful heart, you're sort of intoxicated by it. And that's kind of what we wanted the film to be. She says it's got great action, it's got a lot of heart, it's emotional, and at times it can be a little dark. But then it opens up again, and it's really exciting, so I think that's like this film. This film has fantastic action sequences, which we're really proud of, unquote. So that's pretty. I mean, I know that we've asked the question, what's your favorite Marvel film? And several people on the panel have said that it's Captain America Winter Soldier. So that's quite an interesting comparison there. I'd just like to know kind of what your initial feelings are about what you've seen so far, the 86 different trailers you've seen of the Black Widow movie. And does it make you pretty excited to hear these words from the director? Does that set things up? And since Casey Jane joined us late, I'm going to go to her first.
So I always make the joke that you guys have heard it. They kept pushing it back because they were waiting for me to finish all of the movies, which was very kind of them. They didn't have to do that, but they did it for me. So you know
that
what?
Was nice.
I'm very thankful for that. I am very excited for this, especially hearing that it's being compared to Captain America and Winter Soldier. Even though that's not my favorite Marvel movie, it's up there. We all know I love Bucky, but when it comes to the whole it being dark thing, I can understand that because I forgot which movie it was, but we kind of got like a little glimpse of like how she became to be Black Widow.
Yeah.
I forgot what movie that was in, but it showed like her like as the ballerina.
Age of Ultron.
Is it
There
Age
you
of
go.
Ultron?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
There you
Thank you. You're
We're
good at
definitely
that.
going to get more. He is good at that. I think that they called it like the Red Room or something.
Yes. So like from what we already saw from that, I don't know if they go into the comics that explain it in detail, but from that little snippet, you already know it's going to be dark. And it's, I don't want to say twisted, but like it's messed up. Happened to her?
Yeah, the history, the origin of her is pretty dark, especially for Marvel film, for sure.
Okay, so I'm right on that because I don't know anything except for the movies.
Yeah,
so I think with that'll be
spy indoctrination stuff.
Yeah, but so that's why I think it's going to be gritty. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it's going to be like, ooh, like we're really showing that right now.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. And again, the 86 different trailers. I think we've already seen the movie, to be honest with you, but who knows? Who knows?
I honestly hope that it was a lot like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we've seen the first, maybe the first episode, the first sixth of it or something, and that there's a lot of stuff after. But I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't show us the end credit scene.
That's right. We didn't see that.
And I know that's probably the most important part of a movie.
Yes. Yes.
Casey Jane, have you seen Loki?
Yes.
The first episode?
Yes.
You want to say a couple things about Loki since we're on Marvel right now?
Oh boy, what do I say about it? I was mad. I think as everyone collectively was mad when we found out about paperweights.
That was awesome.
That was awful. So you're telling me right now you are okay knowing that Natasha died, Tony Stark died, who else died? Vision. For a paperweight, and you're just okay with that? You're fine with it.
Yes.
No.
Actually, in the grand scheme, being that we're talking about time, and we are all just literal. Who sang it? Kansas. We're just dust in the wind.
Yes.
Wow.
This is all them just saying. Some of the guys use them for paperweights. Yeah. That made me laugh.
Made me laugh too.
We put so much emphasis on something that a superior being uses as a paperweight.
Right.
That was awesome.
I actually have a question. Maybe you guys can possibly answer it. It was something I did not understand within it.
All right.
So they were saying how there's it's kind of like the butterfly effect. Everything branches off into there's multiple different timelines.
Right.
But then I'm confused with the whole thing with the ancient one when the Hulk was trying to get the stone because she had it at the point. Doctor Strange hadn't happened yet.
Right.
But she was just she removed a stone and then it branched off. And then she's like, that can't happen, and she put it back. So I'm confused with does she only able to see one timeline?
No.
Because they depict it as only one.
Being that it was the time stone and she had access to and probably has seen, much like Doctor Strange did, multiple timelines, this is I believe they called it the prime timeline. Is that correct?
Okay.
So she understands what this prime timeline is and to maintain it, no matter what, no matter what happens to
She
anybody
was
because she
almost-
doesn't have control of it.
She was almost talking just like the TVA was
Right.
about
And-
preserving the timeline.
And
Okay.
I'm real curious if she may not have been in the same, dare I say, position as
Mhm.
Loki, in that she may have been a prisoner or at the very least working for the
The
TVA.
Okay.
And now, she became the master and so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into it. But her knowledge, maybe she got that from somewhere. Maybe we'll find out that she has some intimate knowledge of the TVA. Maybe
Mhm.
we're gonna get a cameo.
That would not
Maybe
be a
she was
surprise
one of
at
the
all.
3.
Well, she's definitely not one of the lizard people.
No.
We don't know that.
Well,
Oh no.
from the comics,
Oh,
she's
okay,
definitely
fair
not
enough.
one of the lizard people.
No, she's not one of the lizard people.
But now, do you see like how I had that question? though? 'Cause, like, I was
Michelle
so
says she's
confused.
stoked about Black Widow. Yeah, look, it's good. Look, you start getting into time stuff, and multiple universes and time stuff. It is confusing. Like, I'm going to go back and watch that first episode again because, they dump a lot of information in that.
Oh,
That's
Brandon, I
probably
watched
going
it
to-
3 times.
You're doing better than I am. Good for you.
Just keep the name Kang the Conqueror in your brain.
I'm gonna write it
back,
down.
in the back of your brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything
No, I'm
is
writing it down. It won't stay
everything
there.
is Kang.
K-A-N-G, the Conqueror.
If
Kang
it-
the
Kang,
Conqueror.
Kang.
If it has
Kang,
anything to do with time,
Kang.
if it has anything to do with time travel, he is going to be somewhere in there.
He
Mhm.
In
he
fact-
appeared
A couple of times.
about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
In that thing, his look appeared in that. He was one of the, what they call them, the timekeepers.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, rumor has it that Peggy Carter showed up in there too.
I
saw
heard that.
See,
I heard
saw
that.
that, and my first thought was, that looked like Peggy. Nah, and I blew it off.
Bro,
Well,
she's
if
trying to
you-
get away from
If
Steve.
you slow it down and take a look at it, it looks like her.
She was
But
trying to get
why?
away from Steve. Steve went back and she's like,
But,
She's not having it. All right. VXC Film says, this is a pretty good comment. From Loki episode 1, the quote hit me really hard of, quote, sometimes bad people exist to bring out the good in others.
That's a great quote.
That's a great quote.
You know what quote hit me
And
hard?
very much, what's that?
Oh, you go first. No, you go first.
Oh, it's very much, look, Loki's a bad guy. I mean, we're going back to 2012 version of Loki. Although, he's already had to deal a little bit with, killing his, the ramifications of killing his mom and all of the other stuff, the revelations that he had of that his brother actually loved and respected him, and that he could be a hero,
See-
So maybe he has learned a little bit from that, but this whole thing is about kind of turning a bad person into, a good person.
And I think literally seeing his mother, seeing his brother, seeing his father, all of these things immediately, I know people change over time. He's a god. What do you expect? I think honestly, all of that kind of downshifted the bad Loki to more of the rapscallion that we know and love in an instant.
Yeah.
He
Clearly.
suddenly, well, that and the
He
realization
opened
that,
up after, he opened up after seeing that stuff.
the realization that the world is bigger than what he even suspected, as everybody's manhandling the Tesseract. And,
Yeah, I mean, it humbled him.
which, if anybody didn't hear that one dude say Tesseract is a stupid name for anything, I laughed out loud. So
So
damn
did I. So did I.
I thought that was the funniest damn thing ever.
There are 2 quotes I loved from the first
Oh
episode.
yeah, go ahead.
One of them was, what if I were a robot and I didn't know about it?
Yeah.
Because the first thing that everyone thought of was like the security like CAPTCHA was like confirm you're not a robot.
Right. That
and
was
then
good.
and then this is fine as Guardian leather.
Yes.
And then it just went away. And like my heart hurt for that.
That was good.
I
The
did like
dumbest
that
things.
costume.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Sean, let's go to you on this on the subject of Black Widow, since we got off on Loki.
Sorry.
Are you excited? No, that's okay.
We need to rename the show Tangent.
Oh yeah, we definitely go off on stuff. I think that's fun.
Taskforce Tangent. There we go.
You know, as far as the movie Black Widow, I've been eager for this for over a year now. I want it. Show it to me.
Yeah.
I was begging for them to release it to streaming just so I could get it and watch it and be happy. I love Scarlett Johansson in this role. Yes, I kind of wish that. Her name just left my face. Emily Blunt. I kind of wish Emily Blunt would have been able to do it. I think it would have been really interesting to see her in the role. But Scarlett has done amazing with the character, building the character into who she is. I'm looking forward to seeing all of this. I'm looking forward to seeing Jeremy Renner's cameo in this, because he's got to have a cameo in this. He has to. If they're going all the way back to
what was the thing that they always mention about, like Bangladesh or something? I don't know. They always talk about
Bucharest or something.
Bucharest. There you go. They always talk about. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit of Bucharest.
He said Bangladesh.
I don't know.
it had a B.
It starts with a B. What do you want? It's like 2 or 3 syllables.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As far as the multitude of trailers that we've seen, I did get a feeling of like a Jason Bourne type of thing.
Yeah,
with a lot less steady cam. Handy cam. The thank Jesus.
Epileptic camera work.
Thank Jesus for steady cam.
From Greengrass.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the action, if the action is on par with Falcon or Winter. I was about to say Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier. Yeah, even that too. That had some good stuff in it.
But what a lot of people might not remember is Black Widow had a lot of action in the Winter Soldier.
Sure.
Yes.
And if we just expand on that, by God, let's do this. I dare say that Black Widow has the potential to be the number one female-led action movie, and that's a big order.
That's
a huge order.
That is a very real possibility.
I think this could be literally, well, minus aliens, but I think you'll never top Sigourney Weaver. You'll never top Sigourney Weaver. I honestly think this could be the biggest female-led action movie ever.
Since Aliens, at least. Since Aliens.
Right. And, who better to take that mantle or take that crown, I should say, than Scarlett Johansson. I mean, let's remember, she started off in, like, Eight-Legged Freaks, about giant spiders. I mean, come on. She's had a very wild acting career. She was once married to Ryan Reynolds, for God's sakes. Let's give her a good one. Let's give her a positive here. Yeah, I look forward to it. Let's do this. Let's do this. July 9th, right. Let's do this.
Walt, what do you think, man?
Everything that they said, plus I'm looking forward to seeing the Taskmaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. If you all out there don't know who the Taskmaster is, this is a guy in the comics. If he sees your style of fighting, he knows it. So he's studied everybody's fighting style, so he can fight like Captain America. He can fight like Black Panther. He can fight like the Black Widow. He knows everybody's moves. He's just as a Deadeye as Hawkeye. So this is going to be interesting seeing the Taskmaster, because this is, as far as villains go, Taskmaster is one of my favorite villains, just because of that.
And unfortunately, he has no short-term memory.
He has no, yeah, exactly. So he's like, I think the equal to this in DC realm would be Prometheus.
Right.
But I think Taskmaster is better than Prometheus, because Prometheus's memory is due to some sort of computer helmet or something like that. But Taskmaster, not so much. So, but yeah, and I think in recent days in the comics, Taskmaster has been the trainer for the Young Avengers. So that's even more exciting. So, but yeah,
and you know we're going down that road.
Yep,
you know we're going down that
Young
road.
Avengers.
So, so yeah, I've been looking forward to this, because Taskmaster has gone up against many a superhero, Spider-Man, the Punisher, I do believe.
Daredevil, I think he
Daredevil, Captain America.
Did he go against Black Panther? I don't remember.
I don't know if he's gone against Black Panther, but I do know that he possibly knows his moves. I think he's gone against Moon Knight. So, yeah, like I said, he
Moon
sees
Knight's coming.
Yeah, he sees one inkling of your fighting style, and he has you down pat. So, he's if you play the Spider-Man video game, he's one of the villains in the video game. He's on special levels. But yeah, I'm so excited to see Taskmaster.
Cool.
Whenever they had the what is it, the Marvel Handbook?
Yes.
When they had the singular issues, the floppies. Whenever I got to the T's and I saw Taskmaster in there, that was the first time I'd ever seen him.
Yeah, same here.
I wasn't real big into a lot of the superhero comics at that time. And I thought, dude, this is the baddest ass looking dude. I mean, he had the chainmail like Captain America, or the fish scale, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
On the top, and then this white cape and hood with the skull face, and I mean, it was
and
just
the shield with the big T on it.
Yes, he was just, everything about him was just. I don't know what book this guy is in, but I have to have it.
That's what I was like.
This guy is awesome.
And then you read what his superpowers were, and he was like, "Oh, dude,
oh yeah.
Who can beat him? How do you beat this guy?"
Apparently, you hit him in the head with a rock. I don't know. I don't know. This I'm real excited for this one. I cannot stress enough. I'm real excited for what they're going to do with this.
VXC Film says, I think Black Widow still has a lot that we haven't seen from the trailers. David Harbour, who is going to play her father, said, I think on Twitter that we're going to see the Winter Guard in the film.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too, Kitty.
Kitty Cat's all about that. VXC also says, I also love Taskmaster. There's an animated movie where Captain America and Iron Man square off against him and Demolition Man. It's a damn good animated movie. Maybe on Netflix, if you guys are interested in that. I haven't seen that. If you can figure out what the name of that is, I'd like to know.
In the cartoon animated series Ultimate Spider-Man, Taskmaster was a frequent character in that, and Clancy Brown did his voice, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
In that cartoon. So
I don't necessarily have a lot to say. I don't necessarily have a lot to say about this. I'm ready for it. I mean, the Black Widow movie was supposed to be the first woman movie that was promised to us a long, long time ago, and that guy named Perlmutter was C-blocking her coming out because he was convinced that no one would go see a woman-led superhero movie, and so it ended up being Captain Marvel first. But this has been a long time coming. It's a shame that Natasha had to be killed off before we got to go back and get her movie.
For
I don't know.
Paperweight.
I'm not sure if
time is relative and nobody dies in comics.
Just don't ever forget
Time's an illusion.
That's their way of saying that people who are overly concerned about power levels and stuff, that you need to get over that, because in comics, anyone who is super powered, there's always someone that's more super powered than you are. It puts everyone in their place.
I can relate this to the UFC. If anybody watches any type of mixed martial arts, it doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. Anybody can go into the ring fully prepared and still get knocked out.
Everyone can get, knocked out. Yeah, everyone can have a bad day.
Seen it happen.
And
Multiple times.
they do that for the purpose of storytelling, to keep things interesting, so that you never have someone that Thor's pretty powerful, but you're going to have someone more powerful than Thor, or none of these stories are going to be very interesting.
So what you're telling me is that there's a possibility that the love of my life, Tony Stark, could possibly come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm happy now.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? They're dealing with multiple.
But he technically didn't have a superpower, though.
Let me say this.
It just won't be
with multiple
Robert Downey
universes and messing with the timeline. I would say there is a good possibility that we will, even if it's for 5 minutes or it's for one big appearance or something, I suspect that we will see Tony Stark again. It may be from another universe. It may be in another way that we don't expect.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can accept that.
We're definitely going to see him in the What If series.
Yeah. I mean, let's go back to, there was a time in the comics when Tony Stark, what happened to him? I don't remember what happened to him, but in order to replace him, they found him in another timeline as a 17-year-old. So I think it was like a year to 2 years, it was a 17-year-old Tony Stark. And there was even a cartoon series.
They had a cartoon series. I was about to say, they had a great, I think it's called
good.
Iron Man Adventures.
Yes.
That was a really good show. It was like, it was computer animated.
It's on Disney Plus too.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great series. I really enjoyed that. It's a young, all the characters are younger, they're in high school and stuff. It's kind of wild. Here we go. Michael says, here again for Sean's shirt. You want to, that's why he's Scooby Snacks, because he's got a Scooby-Doo t-shirt.
Creeper.
Actually, it's Nosferatu.
Sean is the sexiest man alive. So there you go.
My cat loves me.
I think I've probably covered kind of what I think. I'm excited. I've been excited for 8 or 9 years for the Black Widow movie. I'm glad we're finally going to get it. I don't know if it's going to be the biggest movie of all time, because the movie industry is just not hot right now. People are going to have to get over their issues or whatever to go see it in the theater, and I hope they do. It's time. This is a great.
I don't know. A Quiet Place 2 is telling me otherwise right now.
Michael also says Little Miss Fury needs to be a return guest. She is actually one of our regular contributors. She is on all the time, and I've invited her to join us during our Loki discussions too, if she's available during the day.
I just ruined something for myself, and I'm very
Little Miss
upset.
Fury is super awesome.
How do you ruin something for yourself?
I was
what
looking
happened?
I was looking up Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And I just spoiled something for myself, and I'm upset.
Something you
now.
haven't seen?
Something I didn't know what was happening.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm depressed. I mean, I'm not. I'm happy, but now I'm depressed.
Well,
I'm not saying it.
I'm
all right.
All
right, you're not going to follow up on it.
I'm not spoiling it for anyone else.
All right, fair enough. I get that. Does anyone have anything you want to wrap up on this? We got to get off to our power couple discussion.
Well, no, I got to look up Robert Downey Jr.
You're going to spoil it. You're going to be upsetty spaghetti.
There's nothing to be spoiled.
VXC says.
Yeah, so now I got to look it up too.
That he knows what. I have no
Put
idea.
it in the chat. You know what? We're all doing it. I'm putting it in the chat.
All right.
Okay.
We're moving on to the next subject here.
Oh, yeah. I kind of
I
figured
didn't know that.
Wait.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is your rumor true?
Yeah.
Where did you
it's
hear
not a
that?
rumor. It's listed it's listed that he made the appearance.
Interesting. Let's see.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
I was going to say that I assumed that was going to.
I didn't know
Kind
that
of
was
a
going
big
to be a
deal.
thing.
I
Being
don't
that
want to
this
spoil
is-
that.
Being that this
I don't
is
want
a
to spoil
prequel
that,
Right.
of sorts.
That's true.
but I don't want to
But
spoil
either
it
way,
either.
I'm happy I spoiled it for myself, but also I didn't know that was a thing.
Yet another reason. You know, I don't want to see any more trailers on Black Widow, by the way. That's one last
either.
thing. I'm done. I just want
I
to see the movie.
Yeah,
I'm sold. I was sold 12 years ago.
Can't wait to be in a theater again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
miss my
actually went to
popcorn.
the right. Sean loves popcorn.
The popcorn's
all right.
so good.
This was
Right?
it sure is. This was something that was brought up by Walt, which is who is your favorite geeky power couple? So I think it's interesting that I put this up on who was the power couple that you had action figures of, Walt?
Flint and Lady J
There you go.
from G.I. Joe.
So that's what brought this about. And then I posted the question on our Facebook group, and some people took it as like power couple in real life, and then
Which
some people
I
took
did.
it as a power couple in like a fictional power couple. That was kind of the original idea. And it's perfectly fine to pick one or both, whatever you want to do. But I know that Casey Jane had something right off the bat. She said she knew something. And I'm also going to read what the other people said. So I will give the people who responded to this, I'll give what they say.
I don't have it.
We can discuss amongst ourselves.
Wait, can I go to second? I need to find something.
Sure.
Sorry,
First,
sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. First, because it was Walt's idea, I'm going to go to Walt first. Who's your favorite geeky power couple in real life or fictionally? Or both?
I don't have any real life power couple.
All right.
None in real life. In fact, but as far as like comic books and cartoons, I've got several.
Okay, yeah, give it to us.
So of course, Flint and Lady J
Okay.
from G.I. Joe.
Right.
But and that's from the cartoon. But what very few people know from the comics is that, and it's hinted at in the cartoon. But what ends up happening in the comics is, let's see. Oh crap! Now I can't. CoverGirl and Shipwreck.
Oh, okay.
And they're a comical little duo. So, but there's them. I know everybody talks about Storm and Black Panther, but I'm going to go back before and go with Storm and Forge
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
a long time relationship in comics.
Storm was hooked up with a lot of different people.
Why
but-
haven't we gotten any love?
And
for
Jean
Forge?
Grey too. Jean Grey has been
Well,
with everyone.
Yeah, we have Jean Grey and Scott Summers. That's like
Yeah.
the ultimate.
Well,
X-Men,
and
but-
Jean Grey and Wolverine, and Jean Grey and anyway,
Yeah, but it's
she's been around
it's mostly
around.
Jean Grey and Cyclops though. So
mostly.
yeah, and
Yeah, but some of those others were clones.
yeah, so but
Clones and Scrolls, Clones and Scrolls.
Wilma and Barney, because or not Wilma, but Betty and Barney.
Betty and
Rubble.
Barney.
Betty Barney, that's a good one.
because-
Wow, that's a callback.
And the reason why I say that because technically, Barney comes off as a goofball, but between him and Fred, Barney's actually the smart one, the smart
Oh,
technologically
by
one.
far.
And
Yeah,
and everybody loves Betty,
Right.
So there's that one. There's a bunch of others that I can't think off the top of my head.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to, before we go on, I'd like to invite everyone who's watching us to give us your favorite power couples. They could be real life geeky power couples, or they can be fictional power couples. We want to hear from you. VXC says Gambit and Rogue. There you go. Gambit and Rogue. That's a good choice. I like their story too. Casey Jane, are you ready to go?
I couldn't find it, but I'll just explain it.
All right.
So, I was talking about this before in the show. I play a game called SRG Super Show.
Oh
It
yes.
is a wrestling card game, which is why I couldn't find the card because I think it's in my deck box that's in my Jeep.
Oh.
I don't feel like going out to my Jeep, to be quite honest with everyone involved. My personal favorite, a little bias, is a tag team called Beauty and the Beat Stick, which consists of Little Miss Fury
Right.
and Sweet Stick Brandon.
That's a good one.
That's why you said that. I'm like, wait, I'm going to be egotistical. It's going to be me. So that probably would be my number one. But a little biased.
If someone wants to look that up, we might be able to find it online, maybe.
Oh, I can get it for you while I'm talking. And then my other power couple is from a video game. It's a horror video game,
Oh, good. Yeah.
which is called Doki Doki Literature Club. It doesn't sound like
Oh my
horror,
gosh! What
but
the
oh
heck?
boy, it is. Oh, it gets bad. And they just announced a new DLC, and I'm so excited.
Right.
But it starts out as a dating simulator. It doesn't end as a dating simulator.
Okay. Interesting.
I like it. I like it already.
I was about
it's
to say
amazing.
that's now I'm intrigued.
So my favorite would be the player yourself and one of the girls, Monica.
Okay.
And if you play the game, you'll understand why they
All
become the power couple.
All right.
But
Good stuff.
I'm getting up the SRG. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. Put it in the chat, or if you can share your screen. If you have a picture of it, you can share the screen.
Do I have permission to share my screen?
Oh yeah.
You go down to share, and then
Oh, okay.
pick your screen, and then I'll put it up.
Oh, perfect. Okay, one moment.
All right. A shell has rung in with Harley Quinn and Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Wait a minute. Let's put it up there.
So we have Beauty and the Beat Stick.
Nice.
There. That's good. Hey, that's a good illustration. I like that one.
Thank you. But yeah, that's me.
There you go.
I have different color hair on right now, but that's me.
That's all right.
And that's Brandon.
Very cool. Yeah. I'm digging it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
All right, Sean, you're up, buddy.
You know, whenever you first threw this question out, I did have a live couple that have inspired me throughout the ages, and that was Wendy and Richard Pini.
That's a good choice.
The creators of ElfQuest.
What a great choice.
Now, if to take that another step back into the fantasy realm, I would say their main power couple from the ElfQuest books, Cutter and Lita, were absolutely two of the main reasons that really kind of propelled the story and my love for the characters. You know, beyond that, I could go through a list. Snake Eyes and Scarlet from G.I.
Yeah.
Joe. That I thought was an amazing story. You know, I could say Gambit and Rogue. I've collected Gambit and Rogue stuff for years. Always been a huge fan of those two characters as a couple. Been a huge fan of those characters anyway, but whenever they actually had a relationship, it really was special, I thought. I don't know. Those are really the main ones that jump out at me as far as power couples. Yeah. I'm sure there are more that will pop into my head sporadically. But.
I just got two that popped up in my head. So
See?
you have and everybody loved this. Batman and Wonder Woman for
Right.
a while.
That was a thing?
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing. That was a thing. Batman
Yeah.
and Wonder Woman.
I respect that.
She likes the bad boys.
Right. And then here's one that's going to come out of left field for everybody.
Our next subject, we're
Apollo
going to find
and
out why.
Apollo and Midnighter.
Oh, absolutely fantastic.
Apollo and
Fantastic.
Midnighter.
Yep, that's good.
And
That
those of
is-
you who don't know who Apollo and Midnighter are, Google them, because they are the Wildstorm Comics version of Batman and Superman.
Uh-huh.
But
What
But
do you
honestly-
got here?
Whenever
Honestly-
we're done, I was showing you the game.
those two characters are some badass characters.
They are, and what I really liked was how they told their relationship.
Yes,
The absolutely magnificent writing on those characters.
Definitely.
I have screamed that we needed those characters in a film, and for whatever reason, DC Warner Brothers will not do anything with those Wildstorm characters.
Well, they're just now starting to phase them into the DC universe. I just read that what's his face with the mask, Grifter, is prominent in, I think, Superman. I can't remember. He's prominent in a comic that's out right now.
Really?
I know.
I am a big Grifter fan, and I can't. I couldn't figure out why we never get any Grifter.
And I just read an article that Zealot and Wonder Woman are going to go toe to toe against each other.
Oh, nice.
So,
do you know who's illustrating it?
I don't know who is illustrating it. I'll have to look up the article again. But there was artwork shown.
Brian James says it's the Wonder Twins or nothing.
All right.
But
I'm there, brother.
They're starting to phase in those those Wildstorm characters.
Good.
I loved the Authority. The
Authority was good.
And I mean, you want to talk about a show that would be prime for Netflix or Amazon or something, dude. The Authority. Amazing.
Yes.
Sorry to go back. I was just getting this up. So this is the game.
No, that's okay. We want to see it.
So this is a horror game.
Doki Doki?
Yep, Doki. It means heartbeat. It's the sound of the heartbeat in Japanese.
All right.
So these are the girls.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally terrified at the moment.
Oh, you will be. This is Monica. She's the one I was telling you about.
Does this turn into the audition?
I don't know what that is.
Dude.
But so
look that up.
That's that. And it's pretty the way the different scenes. This is Yuri. She's my favorite. But so it's it's cutesy. It's a dating sim, and then it turns into not a dating sim. But then it's this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it's Japanese, so it's very disturbing.
Yeah, no joke. It's no joke, folks.
Bring it.
You write poems. It's lovely. There's nothing wrong with the game at all. Of course not. But yeah, so this is Monica. This is what I'm telling you about. So it'd be her and then whoever's playing the game, which would you.
Wow.
Definitely favorite power couple.
I have to admit I'm interested.
Oh. Let's discuss after this.
Okay.
Is it slasher horror? Is it slasher horror or is it monster horror?
Or both.
Slasher.
Okay.
And then psychedelic.
I just wanted to make sure tentacles weren't going to start popping out at some place.
Oh no, that's a different website, Sean.
That's a different thing.
That's the Double H website.
I'm just saying. I know what happens. I'm wanting to prepare.
We grew up. We lived through the 90s.
we survived the 90s.
Is that a thing?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's when it became a huge thing.
I just know of a heaven. That's all I know.
Let me first, since Dirk mentioned it, let me give you just a little hint of Audition.
Okay.
Audition is an older. It's a marvelous movie. Absolutely marvelous movie. Uh-huh. The Audition.
Yes.
This movie disturbed Rob Zombie.
Okay, that says a lot.
He said that, doesn't matter what he said. I own this movie. Of course I own this movie.
Oh, the people they made The Ring.
It is an older gentleman. He is
very similar in tone.
He's a widower, and he wants to date again, but he doesn't want to date just anybody. He is a producer of television, if I remember right. So what they do is they set up an audition where they bring in a bunch of single women to audition for a role. And he picks a young lady that he finds attractive, that he sees potential in. And then he continues to date her. And then the shit hits the fan. It is a slow burn.
It is. It's not in your face.
This
from
movie,
the beginning. It's
too familiar.
Really creepy.
Builds up for about a
true horror movie that kind of hits you from an angle you wouldn't expect.
I'm going to tell you, there are some sequences that I'm not gonna spoil anything.
It's not for kids.
But right around the hour mark, because again, it is a very slow burn when we're building up to this.
Yeah, they're telling a story.
But somewhere around the hour mark, your world will be destroyed.
So from the sounds of that, if you like that, play this game.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's
why
exactly
I was
sounds the
intrigued.
same. Play the game.
Yeah.
I'll show you more after the podcast, though.
Cool. Wait a minute.
How many panty shots does this game show?
None.
Thank you, Jesus.
Sorry.
No panty shots.
No. For whatever reason, the Japanese love their panty shots.
Yes, they
And
do.
it gets annoying.
It's funny. They make it known that all the girls they're in high school, but all the girls are 18. They make it known, but
Yes, they do.
no panty shots or whatever.
All right. We have a special guest coming in, folks.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. Hey, Norm. Scott.
Are we talking about power couples?
We're talking about
Yes.
power couples. You
What
got
about
you got
panty
some?
shots?
Okay, is this for just comic books?
Okay, here's the deal. You can pick like real life power couple, like people who really live, or you can pick fictional couples, and it's just as long as they're geeky. I don't want to hear about Jay-Z or something. Just pick, geeky power couple. It could be fictional characters.
Okay,
Of whatever.
I'll wait my turn. So.
It's your turn. You're
Oh,
up.
it's
your
my
turn.
turn. Wow. Hi, everybody. I just got done recording a Both Down podcast, so we'll talk about that later. Anyways, a couple of power couples I thought of, like in the comic book industry. I would say maybe one from the 80s, 90s type era would be like Louise Simonson, who wrote comics, and
yeah.
Walt Simonson, who drew
That's a good
comics.
one.
And
That's
they
a
had a
good
run
one.
on X Factor and stuff for a long time.
That's a good
And
one.
then
Masters.
I thought about closer to the early 2000s where you had Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, who
Okay,
were
good.
big time comic creators and stuff, and
Yeah.
wrote comics. And that was he was an inker for Joe Quesada for the longest time, but they wrote some comics together and she illustrated them.
Now,
And then
did she marry Palmiotti or did she marry Quesada?
she's not married to Quesada that I know of. I think Jimmy Palmiotti
Amanda
and-
Connor.
and Amanda Connor is married to Jimmy Palmiotti.
Maybe that was it. Okay.
Yeah, from everything I know. So I haven't fact checked any of this stuff. So this is just going by memory. And then Terry Dotson and Rachel Dotson. He
beautiful.
You
draws.
took one of mine.
Oh, did
Yeah, you
I?
just took
Okay,
it.
that's great. So
That's all right.
did you not go yet?
Nope.
Oh well, I told you I'd wait my turn. So
That's
boom,
all right, man. You're all right.
boom! I come in here and I
got-
snatch it.
I got
Snatch it.
more. I got more.
That's just a couple that come to my mind. I'm sure Walt talked about Flint and Lady J from the G.I. Joe
He did.
cartoons. I hated those characters with a passion, and I'm not even going to go into that. But I'm going to go into the comic side of G.I. Joe.
How about President Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe?
They're not nerdy. Who cares?
I think that's what he's playing on.
From
He's
the
breaking my rules.
from the comic side, if we're going to talk G.I. Joe comics, I always had a little mad on for little Scotty did for some reason of the Baroness.
Little Scotty.
And
Gareth
and I was always so mad that she was with Destro, and I was just like,
yes,
I
that's
hated
a power
Death-
couple too.
Were they a couple?
Yes.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
I hated
Oh, God,
Deathstroke, but I loved the Baroness, so I had this love-hate relationship here. So she was the hot girl that I hated her boyfriend, and
Can,
anyway.
can I
I
say
forgot
that?
about that one.
Can
yeah.
I just say that I really love Baroness cosplay? I've
Oh,
got
gosh.
I've
who
got like a
doesn't?
very serious thing for Baroness cosplays.
Oh, wow. I couldn't even imagine that.
I just want to get that out there.
You and every other little boy who ever watched G.I. Joe,
Who
right?
does not? Who does not have that?
Did you guys mention, I don't care for them, but they've been forced together now since the beginning of time. Superman and Lois Lane. You have to put
No,
those two
I
together.
don't consider them a power couple.
You
Not a
don't?
power couple.
I don't. No,
I mean, okay.
Okay.
I don't.
They're not a power couple. Okay.
Because for me, it's like it's an obvious thing for me.
Okay.
They're so obvious.
And then I got one more, and it'll help celebrate. We're celebrating Pride Month, right?
Right,
Around
right.
the world.
Sean-
Midnighter
Sean-
and
oh.
Apollo.
Beat you to it.
Sean beat you to that one.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
beat.
that's
I
okay.
beat you. I
No,
beat you
that
to
was
it.
Walt.
That was
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry.
That was Walt. Well, see, we think alike. Me and Walt are
There you go.
pretty much the same person. It's just you want
Except on that Flint and
Stark
Lady
White.
J thing.
Yeah, I can't believe you like them. They're so terrible. But I love, what I love about Midnighter and Apollo is they're just characters.
Right?
How am I going to mention this without sounding like weird or homophobic? Because I'm not at all. But they were just people you liked, and then to the people when they came out as gay, nobody cared because we loved who they were. If that makes sense. I think we get that a lot of times when we
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Well, it should be in every way, because we have friends, and I remember Dirk knows this. We've had friends that come out to us and go, "Oh, by the way, I'm gay," and you go, "Okay." Like we know forever. We don't care.
Let's go get some pizza.
We like
That
you
was usually
because
my response. Yeah, I mean,
the way
we
that
like
they
you
did
because
it.
of who you are, not
great.
where
And
you sleep.
They ate themselves alive for years for no reason. Holding that in, and I understand. I get it. I'm not getting on.
Yeah, I mean, we're different people because that never bothered us.
We are very different people. But they should have. They could have been free of that thing much earlier than
I just find myself.
And it's a shame that they didn't. That they didn't just bring it out, because
we've had this discussion
because again,
about
it's people that you like or love.
Yeah,
you're
sure.
still gonna like and love them.
Not to go on a tangent on all this stuff, but like recently, one of the guys mentioned how he really dislikes it. Like Iceman is now a gay character. And one of the big arguments from one of the guys at the store said, you easily could explain him as bisexual because for all the years he dated girls, and it's okay if he had a smattering of trying guys.
Many
and stuff
people
like
do that.
Exactly, and stuff. And I think that's why Apollo and Midnighter are so wonderful, because there wasn't like this drastic forced change of we have to have a gay character. They just came naturally and stuff like that.
And they weren't portrayed stereotypically.
They definitely weren't. I mean, as a guy who read the Iceman comic, it was the worst. If I was a gay man, I would be furious that that's how I was.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I gave it to other people to say, "Tell me if I'm wrong on this," and other people gave it back and said, "I can't even read this." So it was dreck. It was terrible. Anyways, power couples.
As Walt explained earlier, you're basically taking with Midnighter and Apollo. You're basically taking Batman and Superman.
Right.
Now take Batman and Superman and make them husband and husband.
And make them to the extreme, because
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's what you got, and they were beautifully written. Nothing was overtly in your face. Read it, take it in, or suffer the consequences.
Right.
They were just people. They were just people, and this is how they lived. This was who they were. And it was absolutely amazing. I still, to this day,
I can't believe that somebody else came up with them as a power couple. Dang it.
I would love, absolutely love.
Did you have something, Casey Jane?
Oh, going at this. I always say, I like my whiskey straight, but my friends and my fictional characters can go anyway.
And then if I had to pick a power couple, let's say in the pro wrestling world, I'm definitely going to have to go with J.K. Brawling and Scott Prime as the Super Show
Casey
power
Jane did?
couples. Did she do the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh gosh!
I did Beauty and the Beat Stick.
Oh my gosh, we're all a bunch of nerds. All right, I'm done.
Hey, we're all family here. That's the reason why.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy you said that too.
All right, my real world, one of them is Terry and Rachel Dodson. If you don't know, Terry does the pencils, and then Rachel does the inks, and they are a team. I mean, the beautiful. They're doing a thing called Adventure Man, which is a comic right now, but they've been doing stuff for years and years and years. And the beauty of what they create together is really spectacular. And how great is it to have an inker in your house? That's got to be the coolest thing ever. You're both working on the same projects and stuff. You can walk across the room and say, hey, what do you issues that you have with something, you can solve it right there. It's pretty cool. Anyway, they make beautiful work together. I also really like, if you watch the Monday Night Draw, I really enjoy David Finch and Meredith, his wife. Meredith is also a comic writer in her own right. David Finch is like one of the biggest artists in the comic book business right now. And you can really tell that they're a married couple by watching them interact with each other.
Oh, they're so married.
They're so married. I mean, it's just like, sometimes she'll say things that just drive him nuts, and she does it specifically to drive him nuts.
If you ever ask yourself why they're not working on a project together, watch his YouTube.
Right, no kidding. Why. Yeah, no kidding. But you can also tell that they really love each other, and that they do make a great couple. And I can imagine that that's pretty wonderful when they go to conventions and stuff. They're really supporting each other and that sort of thing. So that's often so. My fictional power couple is Aaron Soon and Michael Crichton from Farscape. Those are characters that I wanted to get together so bad.
That's a
because
deep cut.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Dirk is the only fan of Farscape left in the world.
I'm a fan too. So
Farscape is still one of the, by far, maybe my favorite or close to my favorite science fiction series of all time. And the Crichton character starts out, and he really falls for her, and then works on her for the rest of the seasons and stuff. And I really wanted those two to figure it out, because they really drug you through the mud on that. What is going on over there? Is someone eating saran wrap or something?
No, I was unpacking something.
The story between those two characters was really fantastic, and I liked that. I like them as a power couple, so that's my choice. Reset. Where did Sean go?
Sean.
We lost Sean.
He had to go.
Matt says he still has VHS tapes of Farscape.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun back in the early days when Sci-Fi actually did science fiction programming. What happened?
Uh-oh.
I just took Sean off while he's doing whatever he needs to do.
Oh, okay.
There he goes.
I got you. Here he comes back.
Now he's back. He's back. He's good. We keep hitting the same.
Do you want to fight? You want to duel here?
Do it. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, before you fight, let's sell tickets first.
We're going to fight by clicking buttons. Okay. So I'm so glad that Scott joined us before we went on to this next subject. I'll explain in just a moment.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Put your kids to bed. We're going to talk about adult subjects here.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Put your kids to bed. This is blowing up on the internet right now. If you haven't heard it, it's going to be. You'll hear it by tomorrow. This is one case where we're ahead of the game here, folks. From the Independent UK and from Variety, not small things, we learned today a Batman and Catwoman oral sex scene has been removed from a future DC project, as the comic publishers claimed, quote, "Heroes don't do that."
Is it from the comics or from an animated show? Oh, okay.
Let me set this up, please.
All right.
The fandom has been rocked by the news that DC Comics asked the makers of the animated Harley Quinn series to delete a moment that would have shown Batman performing oral sex on Catwoman. Co-creator Justin Halpern told Variety, quote, "In this third season of Harley Quinn, we had a moment where Batman was going down on Catwoman." Keep in mind, folks, this is news. This is from The Independent. And DC was like, quote, "You can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that." They're like, quote, "Heroes don't do that," unquote. He added, quote, "They were like, it's that we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is also going down on someone," unquote. The news has been met with consternation from DC fans and Harley Quinn viewers, with many questioning how Batman can get away with seriously injuring people in the live-action films he features in, but he can't go down on Catwoman. So, the first person we're going to go to is the only woman that we have on the panel, which is Casey Jane.
You and I both know it's not a good idea.
What is your opinion on this, Casey Jane?
I think it's funny.
Do heroes go down on their partners?
Absolutely, they do.
Thank you. Thank you. What the heck? What is?
Heroes have children. Did we
Thank you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about Marvel here. It's all I know.
Right.
Are we going
that's
to
all
forget
right.
that Tony ends up with a daughter?
Right. Yes. And probably.
Hey, Batman's got a kid in DC.
Batman has a kid. So tell me,
with Catwoman.
if Batman has a child and they can't do that, I feel bad for Catwoman. Thank you.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say.
There it is.
Have a
That's
night,
good.
everyone.
I mean, what else is there to say?
And there's so many puns in that too.
There certainly are, and I'm trying to stay away from those.
I'm just gonna leave it at
When
that.
I was writing this thing up, I was thinking, do I want to do? It's like no. Okay, we're gonna go to Scott next. What do you think, man?
One, I think this is not news, and this is actually ridiculous. I mean, I know you're going to come out like, oh, Scott's the horny guy all the time who works sex jokes into everything he does, and that's true. I get what they're saying. They want Batman to still be semi-wholesome to the average man because they want to cross-pollinate to every family that's out there to go watch the new Batman movie. And sadly, we live in a society that we're not going to talk about boobs and bush and oral sex, but we're going to let them break necks and, incarcerate people. So I get what they're saying. I don't think this is really news. And honestly, we know Bruce does this on occasion. He should at least, right? He's not DJ Khaled or whatever that guy's name is.
Are you saying that DJ Khaled doesn't?
No, he doesn't. He published that that was old news like years ago. He said
I wasn't aware that he was on the record on that.
Oh yeah, he does not do that with women, and he said there are different rules for men, so women can go down on him. But
wow,
and that's another topic. Look, I honestly, if I want to go read porno comics, you can go buy a porno comic and read that. I don't really have to have that. That's not going to make my latest issue of Batman Catwoman by Tom King better because he went down on her. And it's, and I'm an adult, so even if that happened, I wouldn't care either way. But sure, I get what they're saying. They don't want, the 11-year-old who struggled to reading to pick up a Batman comic and read that for his first time. I don't think this is news. I think they're grasping at stuff and saying oral sex because that gets people to pop and make a big deal out of nothing for no reason. So, whatever. It's just nothing. It's just they're trying to grab stuff. So, I think everybody should have oral sex. I just don't think I don't think this is important one way or another. And if somebody had a corporation, even if they were writing an adult Mickey Mouse story, I don't think Disney needs to add that in there. Like, did he have fellatio or cunnilingus or not? I just don't think that needs. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's not going to sell a book, and it's not going to keep it might keep more people away than sell a book. How about that?
Yeah, but sex sells.
Oh, well, I mean we're talking about it, so made somebody happy.
This is the Harley Quinn cartoon that we're talking about.
Okay,
Has anyone seen that, by the way?
I heard it's actually.
You have seen that, Walt?
I've heard it's good.
It's good.
Is it adult in nature?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a rated R, right?
So you're talking about something that's already for adults, right?
This is the problem I have. I have with it. I mean, the conversation is fun. I'm just going to put it this way: the conversation online is just for pure fun, okay? And I get where Scott's coming from on it. I get where he's coming from at it as well. But this is an adult show.
Oh, I agree.
And they made a big deal about this being an adult show. And they've been making a big deal, they made a big deal about making these superheroes in their movies really dark, you know, and whatever. But this is a comedy show, and like I said, all the puns that are swirling in my head right now over that whole situation, and and I was thinking about how funny that episode was probably going to be. And now that episode is probably not going to be all that funny.
Well, yeah, there's tons of jokes there. Like maybe you should practice that more instead of going out all night or something like that.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, they build this show as being an adult comedy, and then all of a sudden, whoa, let's put the brakes. We it's funny.
We're selling toys.
But now we're going to try and sell toys. Excuse me?
I just don't like the excuse.
The excuse is ridiculous.
I just don't like the excuse.
The excuse is ridiculous.
I'd rather them say that's not appropriate, we're not doing that, rather than heroes don't do that.
If that were the case, if you
said Batman doesn't, we're not going to do this. We're not going to portray Batman this way because he's our anchor character, and
fine, whatever.
Right,
give it to somebody else.
But then again, it goes to the, you know, if you didn't want any of your heroes doing anything like this, don't put them in an adult comedy or a raunchy adult comedy animated series. Keep them out of this. Don't even make the series. You know, if you don't want it, don't even make the series.
Right. Why is this where you draw the line?
Right. Exactly. Why did you choose this moment to draw a line? I mean, come on. If you go back and you watch the latest animated movies, you know, the DC verse or whatever that I talked about, there are some movies that are rated R, like for instance, the Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. That's one of the few in the whole, I think it was 11, 12 movies. That one's got nudity in it. You know? So if you're going to go as far as to make adult, you know, material and then draw the line because you're selling toys, come on. I mean, did you not see Justice League, you know, the Snyder cut with all the blood splatters on the walls from Wonder Woman slapping terrorists around? Come on. So, I don't know. It's just the excuse is the reason is stupid. Heroes don't do that. That's stupid.
Sean, what do you think?
Well, I don't do a whole lot of superheroes. So
because they don't do that, that's why you don't.
Absolutely. No, it's just it's never been my. It's never been my gig. They've recently announced that Lord of the Rings TV series that's coming to Amazon is going to be filled with nudity and sexual situations and all that. And when that was announced, I was kind of, you know, whatever. We're adults. Who cares? As far as this particular series, it's touted as an adult series, an adult animated series. You know, let it be adult. If you don't want it in there, that's cool. Whatever, it's your property. Do with it what you want. But you know, does it affect me? Am I gonna not buy a Batman figure because Batman pleased Catwoman orally? What are you kidding me?
I mean, you know, right. Batman saw his parents murdered, so maybe he really, what the executive meant is Batman really doesn't do that. He is really jacked up, and you notice he's always been taking on like little 12-year-old boys to go put them out there to get killed themselves. So like as Robin. Wow. So maybe there's something else going here. You know.
Let me just say
that's a different discussion.
I mean, he is Gotham's biggest criminal. So
let me just say that any young lad, I can't speak for girls, any young lad that has a Batman action figure and a posable Catwoman action figure have already played out this scenario.
Yes.
You're probably right.
There's nothing.
That's probably true.
There is nothing that a board of executives is going to save from anybody because
That's
they're
probably
already
true.
doing it.
That's probably true.
Yes.
So just if it doesn't have any bearing on the story, fine, cut it out. Who cares? But if it was to illustrate something in particular, story-wise, if it was to show a particular element, for lack of a better description, in the story, show it. You know, no big deal. Life goes on. It's an adult show. Have a ball, per se. And, you know, get over yourselves. You know, these are...
It's an adult show.
It's an adult show, but these are cartoon characters. I can literally put in a search of just Batman and Catwoman. Dear God, the shit that's going to come up on my monitor.
Fan fiction. Type in Batman, Catwoman fan fiction, and you'll see it.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
For sure.
It's already happening. It's already out there.
Might as well make it legit.
Just relax. Jennifer Lawrence, so upset that her private photos were released to the public. So what does she do? I'm going to take control and I'm going to be in this movie completely nude. No one cares. No one cares. We've already seen it. We don't care. Just show it. If it's pertinent to the story, show it.
Just show
if
it.
it's
If it's
not,
pertinent to the story, yeah.
fine. Move on with your life. Who cares? No one cares. No one cares.
My issue with it is the phrase "heroes don't do that." So I'm going to go one step further and say, not only do heroes do that, but villains don't do it. So Lex Luthor's not doing it. The Joker's not doing it. Darkseid's not doing it. DJ Khaled, he's not doing it. If you're the villain of the story, those guys are very they're very into themselves, and they're not doing it. So
That sounds very cultural.
Wait, is that why Harley is always so mad?
That's probably
of course. Why did Harley get with Poison Ivy?
Why did Harley leave
Because she
Joker altogether?
Exactly. I mean, come on.
Explains everything now.
Come on, absolutely. There's no question about this.
Joker's got a new side piece.
Who is doing it? Superman's doing it. The Flash is doing it. Are you kidding me? Wonder Woman's doing it. Hello.
Green Lantern's definitely doing it.
No doubt about it.
Excuse me, all four of them.
This is not even a question. Look, Batman is a problem solver, okay?
Word.
You know
And
what
a
I'm
playa.
saying?
And a playa.
Like, for example, like Batman just sits around trying to figure out how to do things before it happens. Like, you know, like he comes up with like a Gorilla Grodd, like, Batman suit or something. So that the next time that Gorilla Grodd shows up, he puts on his Gorilla Grodd Batman suit, and he like knows exactly how to defeat Gorilla Grodd.
Hey,
And Gorilla Grodd is like, how did you know? How did you figure this out? It's because Batman is figuring this stuff out long before him. Right?
correct.
So he's going to figure this stuff. Trust me. Catwoman is definitely complex. He's going to be figuring this stuff out.
Look,
He's going to be figuring this stuff out beforehand.
I don't want to.
And it's definitely going to mean that he's going down on her. Are you kidding me?
This is all one big pun.
Heroes do it.
Yeah, I think
Heroes do it,
Heroes
folks.
are gentlemen.
I just don't think
Thank you.
Batman's good at it because he is too busy.
I don't know, man.
No.
What you're doing, it doesn't take.
No.
He's not.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
He's
Hey.
too busy.
You forget who his earlier relationships were with.
Let me tell you something. None of them stick around. He's not very good.
No.
And he doesn't
No.
give them enough attention because
No.
he'd rather go scare a
You
crook
got-
and make him shit his pants than
No,
go
you
down
got
on
that wrong.
somebody.
You got
So-
that wrong. He's the one that doesn't stick around.
Sure.
Right.
They come back to him wanting more.
Walt, you just got a boy crush on Bruce Wayne. It's all right, bro.
No, that's
All
not
I'm
true.
saying,
I'm just
Deadpool's
telling you
doing
like it is.
wonderfully. Just
I mean-
putting that out there. Deadpool, fabulous. And we all know
Deadpool
Deadpool does it.
definitely.
I mean,
Definitely.
come
We all
on.
know
Let's think
Deadpool does.
Come on.
think about what I'm saying, Scott.
I think
Zatanna
Of course Deadpool.
was wondering what happened to Bruce when he disappeared.
Okay.
That's
Dead-
just
She's a
Deadpool had
magician.
Deadpool had a montage, if I remember
right.
correctly.
Yes, he
She wears fishnets.
so.
All right.
That's what I'm saying,
VXS Film says, funny, I've been called a hero for doing that very well. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
He says, now I'm thinking back to just what I did with my Batman Returns toys. There it is. The Michelle Pfeiffer. What else do you need to know? Michelle wants to know what the exact search words are, Walt. What are the exact?
I just whatever it is that you're looking for.
Ronnie has come in in an auspicious occasion.
Yeah,
It's probably got it's morning time for Ronnie. Good
Ashell,
morning, Ronnie.
Ashell, just put in fan fiction after whatever it is that you're looking for.
Oh gosh, yes.
Anything.
You find
Anything.
all of
Anything.
the internet's treasures.
Yeah.
My
just
Little
put,
Pony fan fiction. It's gonna be erotica.
So we love bronies.
Captain Kirk, Captain Kirk, and Spock fan fiction.
Yep. There you go.
And go.
Just put fan fiction after whatever it is you're searching for,
Falcon
and
and the Winter Soldier.
yeah, there you go.
Casey J knows where to find it.
I don't. I'm actually kind of
Sure.
scared to look it up.
Right,
I'll look
right.
it up right now, and I'll see my reaction.
The Flash may have some premature issues.
Or
my God.
multiple issues.
Maybe.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Catwoman is telling Bruce, spell my name.
I got that. I got that one.
Nothing
I'm
is coming up.
I miss Sam Kinison.
Scott, you'll be disappointed to hear nothing is coming up.
I'm gonna. I'll call you on this. I'll see what I can find.
Do
Okay.
Captain America Bucky fan fiction.
All right, we're getting on to the next subject. We're solving all the world's problems. Did you find? What did you find, Casey Jane?
I don't like it.
Somebody send you something.
I don't like it.
I said Captain America Bucky fan fiction. Okay.
I don't like it. I think I made Sean cry.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Oh no, I didn't look at the screen.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's funny.
Oh boy, what are we doing
Well,
We're doing on blast. So what I'm going to do is go to
so what's on blast,
the
Casey?
person that seems to be most composed right now is Scott. So I'm going to him.
You're going to me.
Tell us what you've been reading or watching.
So I think last time I spoke, saw the first couple episodes of Sweet Tooth. I have not watched any more of that. Looking forward to watching more, but just was too busy. I have not seen the new Loki yet. Planning on catching on that up tomorrow because I knew the new episode drops. My daughters
Yeah, you
loved
got
it.
two episodes. Oh, they did.
They loved it. I mean,
Good.
they're teenage daughters, so they're like in love with the actor playing the character.
I mean,
so
they're not alone.
They're gonna like it either way. A couple of comic books I'm gonna talk about.
It's an hour long.
I know, God.
Michelle says Casey J now has spyware on her computer.
No, I googled it. No, I didn't want to Google images. I didn't do
So
anything.
a couple of
I'm glad that Sean's mom decided to join us now.
couple of comics here is Future State Gotham. I guess this spins out of the Future State like miniseries that was around for DC for a couple of months. The reason I picked this up is Gary Brown, who was on the show, let me know about this. It's all in like black and white,
And who's welcome back anytime.
Oh wow!
and it's in black and white. And
Hey,
it's
I
got
kind of
this,
like that.
It's got this I'm trying to this kind of cool animated.
It sure
feel
does.
to
It looks like Akira.
And if I remember right, this artist illustrated a Prophet story for Image because I remember seeing the name. Golly, if I try to pronounce this guy's
Man, that
name,
is very anime.
he's gonna. he's gonna kill me. I gotta be, did I hold this one up? Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
So
What
this
is
is written by Joshua Williams and a guy named Dennis Culver, and then Giannis Milla guy. I don't shoot. I'm gonna put this way up here and see if it ever focuses. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's not
It doesn't.
coming together, dude. That's okay.
Oh,
Giannis. There it is. Hold it right
that's
there.
a Greek name. That's a Greek name.
Mylonagiannis, maybe.
Anyways, you can see why I cannot pronounce this guy's name.
Yep.
Anyways, issue 2 just came out. I just read issue 1. I gotta admit, I was a little bit lost because I read nothing of the Future State DC books. But I liked it enough that I'm going to pick up issue 2. I'm assuming it takes place in its own kind of little timeline thing. The other thing I just picked up also, I think this is about a month or so old, maybe a little bit more. This reminds me of comics back in the 80s, but this is actually really good. This is one of those Animorph comics with like cat head girls and stuff in it, but not really. This is Galactic Rodents of Mayhem, number 1.
All right.
The best way I can describe this, Derek Robertson did a book. The guy who did Transmetropolitan stuff. He did a book back in the 80s called Space Beaver. That was like a joke book that I found in a quarter box. And it was like actually fairly good for the time. This is written really well. This is actually a really good story. I don't know if there's an issue 2 because in the back here, and I can get to it eventually, in the back there's like a big ad that it's continued into like a graphic novel. Read the rest of the story in the nonstop graphic novel. So I don't know if this was like a teaser issue for, to sell a graphic novel. But anyways, the art's not bad. The story's not bad. It's fun. It's like a space thing there, intergalactic stuff, but with animal creatures and stuff like that. So those are my 2 books, and I think I'm allowed to talk about this because we got permission to talk about this on the Both Down podcast. I don't have the whole box set with me, but I still have the wrapper on it. This is, if you're familiar with the game system Warhammer, this is Warhammer now has been rebranded as Warhammer Age of Sigmar for their fantasy battles and stuff. This is a core rulebook for the latest edition of Warhammer.
That's pretty sexy.
Games Workshop just sent me and Steve Campbell that we do the Blood Bowl podcast. So Games Workshop makes Blood Bowl and Warhammer and all sorts of stuff. They sent us a free copy of their latest box set that's like, it's a $200 box set that sent us, and they said, review this. So we did that tonight. That's where I was recording and stuff like this. I mean, I haven't even cracked this open, so I don't even know what's all in here. So this is all the new rules for the new 40, or not 40K, but Age of Warhammer book, which is a miniature game.
It's got great art.
That's a great image.
The big box set Dennis had like 60 models in it to build, and you can have a battle and stuff with it. So it's pretty incredible. This thing is not even up for order yet. It goes on sale to pre-order this upcoming Saturday, which would be, if I look at my computer right, is the 19th, I believe. And then it comes out July 3rd. So we got a really early edition of this box set. It's if you're into it, it's beautiful. So it's pretty crazy.
Scott, does that not have the logo on the front cover?
No, this rule book, ironically enough, is...
That's weird, man.
Well, we think they did this this comes in the box set. And I know with Blood Bowl, you had a hardcover book, but you could buy it separately.
So you're not going to buy it off the shelf.
So I think this set has an exclusive cover rule book.
Nice.
Because there's no barcodes either anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
So I think you got a fancy one if you buy the $200 box set with the models.
Very
and I know they sell the rule book separately normally. So I think it will have a different cover. I know Dungeons and Dragons have been doing this lately. When they come out with a new adventure book, they'll have a limited edition cover and then a regular cover. And they don't reprint the limited edition covers. Now, the other ones, 2 years from now, you can say, I need the book for Strahd, and we can reorder one. It's that same cover that's been around for 2 years. But they do limited print runs, and they're starting to become like collector items. If you wanted like a special cover of a certain book, you might not be paying $50 anymore. You might be paying $150 because they're become kind of collector's items. we perceive, but we don't know that that's what this is. That's why there's no logo on it. There's nothing else besides this little tiny symbol here in the back.
Yep.
The little Warhammer logo. And then the only thing you got here is, what's on the spine here, which is Warhammer Age of Sigmar core rulebook.
That's cool, man.
This is the only thing I brought home. I should have
a
brought
nice
home
print
the box
job.
set to show off to you guys. Yeah, this is really slick, and we've never really played that before because buying the models and putting the models together is
Do you
rather
get two of
expensive.
those, or do you get one of them?
They just sent us one box set, so we're okay with that.
That's okay. I mean, it's still pretty cool.
I mean, we do a Blood Bowl podcast, and now they're sending us stuff for their other model ranges.
That speaks well of you. I mean, they wouldn't do that if they didn't feel like they were getting something from it.
I don't know if this is an error, and they're only going to get it this one time, but we enjoyed it, and we reviewed it the best we could on our podcast, and that new episode should drop maybe even as early as tomorrow. So, anyways, that's all I got to share about stuff I've read or watched or anything like that.
Cool, man. We're going to go to Sean.
Unfortunately, I don't have too terribly much to put on blast. I've been doing a lot of work. But as I've spoken about many a time, I do enjoy pitching in on Kickstarters and Indiegogos and whatnot. And I recently got one of my early Indiegogos, which is a book called Phobos by Jason Brubaker. It is a comedy book written. It's beautifully done. It's a matte finish to the cover with a slight gloss. I was trying to see if I could get that. Can't really tell. It's all black and white. See if I could find some cool.
When I saw it, I thought it was a novel because it's hardbound and it's got such a beautiful print job on it, but it's a black and white graphic novel.
It is a black and white graphic novel.
I mean, it's really nice.
It is nice.
Very, very pretty. Very well done. Apparently, I did not make the thank you credits in the back. I'm a little disappointed there.
Uh-oh.
Right. Oh well, it's okay. I'll get over it.
Make more money.
I probably should have. I probably should have paid more money.
Paid more money.
But if you go to Coffee Table Comics, which is his own brand, there you might be able to. I haven't been there to see, but you might be able to pick it up. Coffee Table Comics.
Oh, it's a cat. I like that.
Absolutely fantastic little book. A quick read. I say a quick read, maybe 30 minutes, but it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. So there you go.
Let me put VXC up. Says he's got to get off of here. He's going to resume his work on current stop motion project. He's recreating the Battle of Titan from Avengers Infinity War.
Nice.
Cool.
So there you go. That sounds pretty heavy. And before we get off of you, Michelle wants to know, what is your Scooby snack of choice?
Nutter Butters.
That's a good one.
Nutter Butters.
I respect that.
That's a good one.
That is a good
I
one. All right,
love Nutter Butters.
We're going to Casey Jane.
So, honestly, I haven't really consumed anything. I'm still grinding away, very painfully, with World of Warcraft. It is.
Right.
It's not going well. I still haven't gotten a weapon this week. It's not doing well. It was weekly reset today, every Tuesday. It took 4 months. Still don't have a weapon.
Wow.
What? Wow.
Maybe you should play something like the kids play, like Rocket League.
I hate Rocket League. I have PTSD from Rocket League because we used to play a version of it called Uninstall Ball. What does that entail? You get your teams. Whichever team loses has to uninstall the game, and then you have to wait for it to reinstall to play again. So I don't like Rocket League.
Those are some interesting rules.
After one too many losses of Uninstall Ball, it never got reinstalled. Yeah, it really is. I'm just playing World of Warcraft.
Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. And you did watch Loki?
I did.
Yeah,
I did watch Loki 3 times. 3 times.
Yeah. Man, see, you're on it.
It's
You're
so
on it.
good.
All right, Walt, you're up.
Let's see. I have been catching up on the TV show Manifest.
Oh, okay.
So the first 2 seasons are on Hulu. So I'm just starting the second season, and I really do like that show. It's similar to a bunch of other shows that have been around. I would say if you were a fan of Sense8 on Netflix, it has a little bit of that, minus the whole hey, let's all get together and have an orgy in our minds thing. That's
Interesting.
That thing's not in there. The other thing, which I mentioned earlier, is I got the Power Couple.
Power couple.
Oh, yeah.
Plant and Lady J figures, and realizing that their numbers are 25 and 26
Nice.
means that I've got a lot to catch up on, because the other figures I have, I think, stop at 7. So there are a lot of figures that I got to catch up
Yeah,
on.
you're letting me down, Walt. I'm living vicariously through you.
I mean,
Well, it's mainly because most of the other figures were on, you had to get from pre-order,
Right.
and they sold out like that on pre-order. So I do know that Major Blood is available in the stores now, and Zartan. So I'm on the hunt for Zartan and Major Blood.
Zartan.
And I think Cobra Vipers are available too. So,
Mm.
but that's all I've consumed since
Wow.
I was last here.
Do you know if the Zartan skin changes color?
That I don't know. That's a good question.
Just curious.
should it?
That's a good question. In sunlight, you mean?
All right. I finally got Project Big Hype. How about that?
Woo!
All right.
I got it literally today. If you guys are not familiar, Doug Wood is the editor on this thing. It's an American manga. It's manga sized. You got a bunch of different styles of art in this thing. It's huge. Look at how big this thing is.
Isn't that 300 pages?
It's like 300 pages, like 80 creators or something. I finally got a very happy. I can't wait to read that. That's going to be fun reading right there. And it came with some like some looks like postcards or something. Kind of mini prints or something.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I didn't get that.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I did not get those.
Are you
got
serious?
You probably got a different backer pledge. Or
Wait
you
a
lost
minute.
your
Are you
stuff?
telling me that I got something you guys didn't get?
Yeah,
Depends what pledge did you go with?
I
A
don't-
bigger one?
I don't think so.
Okay, you
I
got
went
stuff
with
I
the-
didn't get.
I was going to
All
say.
right, well, maybe-
I did not get any of those.
Maybe it was just nice because it was coming in late or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, I got quite a few. There's about maybe 10 or 15 of these that I got. So anyway,
Well,
that was a nice little thing. I've been wanting that so bad. I had a digital copy of that comic, but I didn't read it because I wanted to, hold it in my hands and read it like it was intended. Another thing I just want to mention briefly, I went over to the comic store and I picked up the first issue of Geiger.
Did you get a first printing?
Yeah, this is a first printing and it's like a Mad Ghost version or something. I don't know.
Are you sure it's a first printing? It
Well,
says it
okay.
right there on the eye.
I'm sorry, it's not. It's
Okay.
not a first printing.
As
I
a
need
first
to-
printing, I was going to say you better put that in a bag and board because they're.
And I
hard to
need
find.
number 2. How many issues of this has come out?
I think 3.
There's
Well,
been
you gotta-
3.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
well, then
gotta
I
you
need-
gotta visit the comic store more than once every 3 months, bro.
I went again and picked this thing up.
That's cool. How is
Okay,
it?
so I need 2 and 3, and I asked him for 2. I'll have to ask him for 3 as well. I really enjoyed it. It's done by Jeff Johns, who has been like the DC guy. He's
Yeah.
working on all of the different, media, the television, the movies, and all this sort of stuff, plus the DC, comics. And he decided he's going to do his own creator-owned comic and went to Image to do this thing with Gary Frank. Gary Frank used to do The Incredible Hulk, and someone said that he is the best Superman artist. I don't know who said that, but anyway, Gary Frank is excellent. I mean, you can, let's see, I'll try to find some stuff. His stuff is kind of, realistic, looking.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff over the years. So.
He's done a lot of different things. Post-apocalyptic story, check. Really cool hero, check. Medieval, after the fall, check. It has a lot of checks for me. I also really like Gary Frank's art. That is a good comic. I got to get the other 2 issues. I guess I can go to Comixology if they can't find it at the store. Okay, here's the final thing that I have. This is something that I did pick up also at the store. It's High Fructose Magazine. For those who don't know what High Fructose Magazine is, it covers something called the lowbrow art movement. So, in the real art world, most of the stuff is terrible. It's banana peels being put on the wall with duct tape and calling it, whatever, great fine art and stuff. Lowbrow art, on the other hand, is representational, which means that it looks like things. It's like the people who do lowbrow art are doing, they have to have craft. They have to be able to represent characters, and some of the people who do lowbrow art are excellent artists, really excellent. And it tends to be, they're concerned a lot with lowbrow art is also called pop surrealism, and it's the only place in the art world besides maybe some installation art where like really cool stuff is happening. So just to give you an example of what's out there, I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Glamour Cats. Glamour Cats.
Oh my God.
Yes. Here's some more Glamour Cats, folks. Here it is. It's happening. It's happening right now.
You're on your own, brother.
Glamour Cats.
You know that thing where you just decide to not say nothing at all? I'm doing that right now.
How much start on this one?
If we weren't recording, I would be really like getting on to you for buying anything.
But you also have stuff like this. I can't see it. Like this. That is cool. Pretty cool stuff. That is pretty cool stuff.
You bought this at the comic shop?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There it is.
That's
right
cool.
There. This stuff is very, very cool, and I would say inspirational to me because it's some pretty wild stuff. Just so you know. Anyway.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
That's a good one.
And Glamour Cat. So that's my On Blast. Let's talk about promo time. Let's do it. Scott, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm going to do my little snippet here, and then I'm going to get off here because I'm going to go spend time with my children. You can catch me over at bothdown.com. Tomorrow tomorrow night there should be a new episode 121. We cover Lizardmen team. We cover the next tournament, or the first tournament that's going to be ran since all this crazy stuff has happened in the last year plus. We finally have a tournament coming in July in Oklahoma City at Twisted Lord Con, so we're going to be talking about that. And then we're also going to have a preview of the Age of Sigmar Warhammer new box set that's coming out. And then, of course, we go on a million tangents just like we do on this show. But it's over there, and we talk a lot about Blood Bowl in between those tangents. You can also catch me at Real Scott Prime over on Twitter. And you can catch me on Facebook if you really just want to look me up and see all the crazy things I'm doing there. So, which is not much of anything but being a dad. So those are the places you can catch me. Look for a new episode of Both Down as early as tomorrow night on that's a Wednesday, June 16th. So anyways,
all right.
That's out for me, and I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for letting me kind of poke in here and be the turtle head of the group for the night, so to speak. So there's a joke in there if you want to catch it there. So anyways, love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you, Scott.
All right, see you, Scott.
Thank you for coming on.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Sorry, I don't remember what movie it was. I just remember the little girl screaming, "Dad, I'm prairie dog in here."
Wow.
John Lovitz. I remember John Lovitz was.
Wait a
the
minute.
dad.
Do you want Beck in here? What's
Are-
going
are
on?
Are you guys fighting again?
I'm trying to get him on here, but he's also hitting it. So just let me run the board, buddy.
No, I want to press buttons. Sean, you call me a turd. I'm gonna get you.
No, I said there was a movie.
I know. My littlest daughter one time yelled, "Dad, hurry up, get to the house. I got a turtle tail." And she was trying to say turtle head. And I'm like,
I like Turtle Tail too.
I've taught you well. I've taught you well. Bye.
What was that movie?
All right. Let's go to Casey J.
I'm gonna have to figure that movie out.
Give
So you
us
can
all your
find-
goodies.
You can find me over at twitch.tv/LittleMissFury and on Instagram and Twitter also at Little Miss Fury.
So quick. You busted right
Everything's
through
the
that.
same name. It makes
Anything's
it easy.
that's the way it's supposed to be.
Is
Oh
that
my God,
that was quite quick?
I beg people. It's like, don't be, Mrs. Smith one place and Miss Smith someplace else, and the
Yeah.
great Smith at another place, and then Mistress Smith someplace else. That's ridiculous. Be one thing. Be one thing, please, for the love of God.
I'm a man of many hats.
Rat Race.
Rat Race.
Oh, there you go.
Matt says Rat Race. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to our banners. All right, Walt, you're up.
Well, you can find me at facebook.com/WhatWalterCons. You can find me at whatstudioart.blogspot.com, Twitch TV /Gatchaman_1, and my What Studio Art store, which is Zazzle.com/store/what_studio_art. That's where you can find the RoboGirl t-shirt if you're interested in buying that.
Which
shirt.
is super cool. Have we shown that on here?
Yes, we have shown that on here before.
Okay.
And also, coming up here on my What WalterCon, I'll be and the blog spot, probably the blog spot, other than the WalterCons, I'll be posting photos of the latest pet portrait that I'm working on. I'm
Nice.
halfway through illustrating a horse. Watercolor.
That's cool.
So
I'm about to say, what's the medium? How big is it?
It's a 5x7, so I'm working small. So this is
And it's
me.
actual watercolors. It's
Actual
no joke,
actual
it's
watercolors, nothing else. So
Buy a shell.
see you, Shell.
Is she heading off? Is that it for her?
Mhm.
Oh, she's done.
and,
Peace out, she says. If anyone wants to say goodbye to us or tell us that we're terrible people, now's the time.
Oh, please tell us we're terrible people.
Anything else, Walt?
One last thing is I've got another RoboGirls shirt coming up here shortly. I've actually started the rough sketches on it. This one will be a version of Megatron, whereas the other one is the first one's a version of
Optimus
Prime. So this one's going to be a version of Megatron. So
Cool.
be on the lookout for that.
Very cool, man.
Tell me you're going to do a sound wave.
I don't know if I'm going to do a sound wave yet. I was going to keep this one a secret, but there is going to be a Voltron. So,
Ooh. I like that. I'm
so
digging it. All right.
Nice.
Sean, you're up.
As usual, you can find me at rankingstudios.com. Feel free to jump on there, check us out, check out what we're doing, what we're working on, any projects that are coming up in the future. You can also catch us at Facebook /Ranking Studios for any news or anything like that. I've been working a lot on trying to update my own personal portion of the website. So hopefully in the next week or so, there'll be some more fun stuff to check out there. Hopefully.
Can we also say that the new Taskforce Geek logo T-shirts, which Sean designed, is right there at that location? You can, if you just want to see the whole shop, it's at taskforce-geek.creator-spring.com, or you can go to that listing right there to find the main logo. That's the only thing that's up there right now. basically. But he did a great job on that. And we got another logo that we haven't revealed. We'll do that maybe next week or something. I knew we were going to be running late. There's no reason to get into that.
I will be
topic
posting
this week.
pictures with the new shirts coming up soon. Because I have to order it, and then when they're ordered and I get
Oh,
them,
yes,
I will take
please.
some pictures in them.
That would be super spectacular.
Gotcha.
Have you seen them?
Yes.
Okay, we just debuted them just a minute ago, and they are super awesome. They look great, and thanks to Sean for that. VXC Film says, yeah, Walt, you should do a shirt of Harley Quinn and Catwoman. How about that?
Yeah, I would, but I don't want a cease and desist sent to me.
How about Batgirl and Poison Ivy? Yeah, that's the problem with doing those things. We'd love to do
Yeah.
mashups and stuff, but you have so many issues with, legal.
Likenesses.
Copyright
and-
infringement.
Legal. The worst on that is
Likenesses.
Disney. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
if you're going to do
this-
Star Wars or Marvel, they're going
Yeah.
to be all over you. But everyone else is too, to be honest.
Disney is
If
Disney
they find
is
out
really
you're
bad.
making money,
Yeah, Disney is really bad if you use the Tron font on anything.
really?
Disney
It
is
doesn't even-
awful.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to say Tron or deal with Tron.
Wow.
I had a shirt on Zazzle one time, and I had my what studio name on there, and I had it in the Tron font, and it was glowing, like Tron or whatever. I got a cease and desist on that,
Wow.
and it didn't even say Tron. It said what studio art on it, and couldn't use it.
That's
There
crazy.
was a daycare locally that had painted murals of the Winnie the Pooh characters
Yeah,
from the Disney Winnie the Pooh characters, and the daycare they're not selling jack.
right.
They just had murals painted on their building, inside and outside. They had to repaint their walls. They had to remove the murals.
Yeah, it's silly.
It,
It's
that
super
one,
silly.
that one, I personally, I know.
That's crazy.
Well, I knew one of the people that worked there, and yeah, she told me the whole story about that one. That was, I know for a fact that's happened.
That's nuts.
Rumors and whatnot be damned. I know that.
How
one
did they
happened.
know? How did Lord Disney know?
Why is it even worth it to go through
Right?
that trouble?
I mean, if they were selling prints of Winnie the Pooh or Eeyore,
If they were selling
whatever, I
painted
get it.
walls, if they were selling painted walls and
Right.
handing out painted walls to people
Right?
of Winnie the Pooh, I could, yeah.
Crazy.
But
Yeah.
Crazy. Here's more comments.
Ugh.
He says, I wonder how these third-party companies get away with making all these knockoff Transformers.
they actually have a
The toy line.
contract. They actually have a contract with them.
To do knockoffs?
Now
Interesting.
it depends. Now if they, I know that there's like, as far as like the masterpiece versions of the Transformers, they will get other companies to make them. But there are some knockoffs out there that have been seized. I remember, I think it was last year, year before last, there was a huge bust on Transformers knockoffs. Like we're talking like thousands of knockoffs that were at a factory. These people were actually manufacturing knockoffs, and they got busted in 3 different locations in 3 different countries. So
A lot of times these companies that pop up, what they do is they hit with as much product as they can get out as quickly as they can get it out.
yep.
And what sells, and what gets confiscated, and then they tear down their stuff and they start with something new.
Yep.
And it's the same thing over and over again. They
Yep.
just recycle that stuff. So
Where was Steve tonight, Walt?
Steve is with his mother
Miss
tonight.
Steve.
So yeah,
Let it be
he's-
known that I missed Steve tonight.
he sent me a message that he was going to try and make it in, but wasn't going to be able to and then he sent me a text and said he wasn't going to be able to make it. So
All right. Well, we missed him.
we'll probably get comments later on after he watches.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Let's see. I'm doing portraits, character design, illustrations, and comics for pay at rankingstudios.com. If you're interested in paintings, comic style art, or something else, then why not check out my portfolio there or contact me directly, Dirk at rankingstudios.com. I gotta say two things. I got two announcements. Number one, it was Walt that said to me, "Hey man, you need to get on an app called Nextdoor, and you need to put out that you do pet portraits." And it's like, I can do pet portraits. I have no problem with that. So I recently did a painting of a dog, and I put that picture on there, and it has blown up. It has broken the app. I mean, people have gone nuts on this damn pet portrait. They're going crazy.
I told you.
And I got at least 4 actual hits where people are like, one person wanted me to draw their whole family. It's like, I wanted the whole family. I want my husband. I want the 2 dogs. I want all of us drawn in this thing. And then, several other people are like, oh, I got to have my dog and stuff. And it's local, it's like, it's only for, the area that you live in or something. So if you're an artist and you're interested in maybe a little extra, nothing has come through yet, but there's definitely something to it. Go ahead, Walt.
I was just going to say, like I told you.
That's how you got your horse deal, right?
Actually, the horse deal, kind of like that way. That one was through, I did the dog for a friend, and she showed that to another friend. That friend contacted me, and I know the person personally as well. So she's got a horse on her property, and she's like, "Can you do a picture of my horse?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure, I can do that."
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do a horse for a while, take a stab at it. So I'm doing now. Well, I'm finding out that my what I really need to work on is painting backgrounds. So the horse, I think, is going to be easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy. I shouldn't jump into. I'm just going to say I'm less worried about doing the horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Than the background.
I got you. I have one other thing to mention, and this is kind of a big deal. It's not that big a deal, but it's a big deal to me. Let's say that. I mentioned that I might be getting a gig a week or two ago. I got the gig. There is a company, without going too much into it, it's a leather company that is based in Japan, and they have contracted me to do the illustrations for 2 of their package designs. And if this goes well, then it's possible that I may get more of these, or potentially many more of these. And what's really cool about it is it's a company. They approached me. They liked my art. They liked what they were seeing. And so they contracted me to do this. It's work that's absolutely 100% right up my alley, and which is good. And it's international. It's not only a Japanese company, but it's also going to be in America. It's going to be all over Europe. It'll be in the UK. It'll be in Germany. So my stuff will be on the packages of all of these 2 things, 2 illustrations right now. And if that's all that it is, then that's really a big accomplishment for me, because 25 years ago, I walked away from doing artwork because I could not get something like this. And now this thing dropped in my lap, which is really ironic.
See if they'll send you
funny.
some samples.
They have already sent me some samples. I have 3 samples already, and they are also they are also suggesting that and we'll see, but they're also suggesting they may send me the whole line, which is a lot.
I'll fly out.
And this stuff is people don't know what I'm talking about, but this stuff is really quality. I was blown away.
I think you made them stutter.
I was blown away with how good the quality of this stuff was. Seriously.
Is it something I would wear?
Yes.
You know, okay. You would know that better than me. I'm gonna need a link after this.
Yeah. By the way, Dirk, I think my mom just learned of that stuff this week too. So
Did she?
and
Hi,
she was
Mom.
and she was like, "Oh, really?"
Hey to Pops.
And I don't mean
Thanks
like,
for thanks for dropping in.
Bye.
yes.
It's good to see you. You're catching us right before we're about to wrap up.
So
Anyway, well, very interesting. Very interesting, Walt.
welcome.
Anyway, that's a big deal for me, and who knows what's going to happen yet next. I know that I talked to these guys beforehand. The three of us and Scott and others are all very much wanting to wake up in the morning and do something creative for a living, and so it's always good when something cool happens.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Kind of edges you towards that. It's pretty cool. Thank you. All right. Does anyone else have anything to add? Or are we wrapping it up? We're going to bring it up. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who watched us. Thanks to everyone who gave us a comment. We do deeply appreciate that. Once we get this thing up fully on YouTube, please go leave us a comment. For whatever reason, YouTube loves comments. So please go leave a comment. Even if you've watched this, just tell us something that you thought was funny or something on there.
Or say hi.
Or just say hi or ask us a question or whatever. Any sort of engagement whatsoever would be amazing.
Where won't we? Oh, so won't we?
That would be awesome.
That'll come out tonight.
We're all getting punch drunk now.
The sun shine in, face it with a grin.
Wow.
Open up
what
your
is
heart
happening?
and let the sun shine in. Flintstones.
Thanks to Scott for dropping by. Thanks also to Casey Jane, also known as Little Miss Fury. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Walt. And thanks to everyone else very much. Until next time, this is Dirk Hooper saying, dream hard.